and 5-minute timer. So I've
Are we
got
allowed to press
some.
buttons?
Oh,
No.
I mean, I've
You
pressed
don't
the
have
button.
to press anything,
sending
Bob.
all those tweets.
Too late. The buttons
Yeah.
have been pressed.
Yeah,
Stop it. Stop it, Bob. You're not allowed to press anything. You don't have permission.
you don't have
Yes, I
any buttons.
do.
Well, you have buttons to press, but
You're not allowed to.
yeah. I wonder what would happen if like Bob did try to stream to the Alterra channel at the same time.
It would break.
Yeah.
It would be the simple maths. It would break. It would probably break both ends.
Probably.
Honestly, considering I'm overheating so much because it's really humid at the moment, it's basically just heavy rain. And,
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Same
raining
up here.
here as well.
Yeah. Same up here.
So it's
man.
currently just sweatbox. Basically, like, I've got my fan just pointed directly at me because I'm having to wear a shirt, and I've literally got it like so it's going through one sleeve and out the other.
All right.
I'm just sitting like that, and it feels great.
It's
Yeah.
wacky, wabbling, inflatable cat
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I used to do that and all.
It's really good feeling.
Alright, let's get that up as
You want one of
well.
those fans that you can put around your neck? They're like headphones.
Mhm.
Oh god, I need one of those. For, a friend of mine showed me those. I need to get one of those for Spirit World LARP because I wear like a resin set
Head.
of teeth, like
Oh,
jaws. No,
fuck.
like full set of fanged jaws.
Just make
And
sure that you
last time
keep your.
we were in the heat wave in July last time we went on it, and I nearly like died so many times.
Just make sure you keep your beard away from it. Then.
No, it's fine.
No, chew it. Nom, 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 nom.
No,
It's whirling blades.
Alright, let's
How about chewing hair?
these
they're not actually
shit
made
up.
those ones. They're inbuilt fans, so it's very hard for them to catch your beard.
Mhm.
Do they actually work?
Just say that. They will find a way.
I have no idea. I haven't taken one apart. Because the only ones I've ever had access
Because
to.
fans are like that.
It was a friend's fan, so I wasn't just gonna take them apart in the middle of the field, someone else's property.
Mhm.
But I'm probably gonna end up getting one for myself as well for one particular LARP where they can make me blend in perfectly fine, because that LARP is sort of semi-modern day. Like you can pretty much have any time period clothing on and be fine.
Okay.
To the point of my character had like my cowboy hat on and a flak jacket.
Fair enough.
Interesting. That's a hell of a combo.
It's
Yeah,
probably
and
on a.
talons, and like combat jeans and things. It was a good outfit. I'm really happy with it.
Probably
Already
find it on Amazon.
With a flak jacket?
No, I mean you're picking
The
fan
fans,
thing you're
yeah.
after looking.
Yes, you definitely can. It's like a tenner apparently.
Mhm.
That'll not be much.
It's about 10, 15 quid, something like that. I know.
Yeah.
It's good. So it won't be too bad at all to get.
Hmm.
It'll be nice and cozy. Weirdly enough, the flak jacket was actually fine in the heat wave. It wasn't like a fake one. It was a legitimate like police issue body armor for like riot police that a friend of mine owns.
I mean, technically, you're going into battle.
Yeah,
So,
it looked great. It looked really strange, but it was a really good set of costume pieces, essentially.
Mm-hmm. The doggo that eats everything.
The man-eating Labrador is what the character got.
All right. Should probably do some D&D, huh?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe. Yeah.
it will help cope with the insanity of the day.
No, it won't.
All right.
yeah.
DM's been
Well-
working on a little side project entirely unrelated to the campaign and Alterra spoilers,
Mhm.
Ooh.
showing off at this point. And see if you can recognize it.
I
Gotta find Alterra spoilers first. Give me a moment.
yeah, that looks like
There it is.
the Alterra map.
Ooh,
3D modeled in Blender.
model.
Chris, is this Blender?
It is! Chris has been learning Blender.
Good luck. I get no clue.
To be honest, last time I used Blender was like about 13 years ago, something like that.
The last time I used Blender was like late last year, and it wasn't for 3D modeling. It was to build a basic video for an audition tape. That's what I did. I did very little.
Yes, there you go. There's the rough outline of the Eros continent.
Expect the maps to ensue soon.
Back in one moment, something that looks breakable just got posted through the letterbox. So I'm gonna get that before Mum gets home and just breaks whatever it is.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
I don't know what just popped through the letterbox, but it looks damageable.
Yeah.
While they're doing that, let's see if I've got everything else set up.
Introductions.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Or you can remind us what we did last week.
Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of World of Alterra. I believe we're on episode 68 now, One for All, Part 4.
Hey.
The party is nearing the end, in theory, of the Gauntlet Rise.
It may go on for another 3 weeks, but we don't know.
It will.
And every week it goes
Not
on, Chris
consecutively,
gets
anyway.
more free time to do Blender. Because I definitely have a backlog of too many projects I want to do. But with that, the party was previously reaching level 6, where they've discovered it is a series of prismatic ice carved out tunnels that seem to be created in such a way to create lots of U-bends in it. Each U-bend presumably being filled with a different liquid of some variety. Some terminally toxic.
Like the
Others
Some are
potentially
lethal.
just
As in
So other-
fatal.
others potentially, who knows? Let's see what's there. My oh, interesting. Did I accidentally roll purple worm poison?
Yes.
Oh, I don't even remember clicking anything for that.
You did it today.
Wild.
So
Yeah,
just watched it.
That's because I was looking up what the damage die was of purple poison for no particular reason. I just didn't click
56,
roll.
apparently.
Don't worry about it. The blood's harmless. Definitely go through it. You can tank 42 poison damage.
I can once.
Let's go, It's not one of those dead end prismatic corridors. You've not been warned off. That Zormir and the rest of the party in the viewing box has been warned off
Yeah,
by.
Alvin and Glenn don't know about the acid that's in at least one of them.
No.
Yes. Let's just go quick round check. Half the party was either talking with Mr. Darkside and learning about the intricacies of Cold War with entities far more powerful than yourselves,
Mhm.
or were winning this race and was getting towards the end point while everyone else was still scrambling through the lower levels. Alvina, say hi.
Apart from the paladin.
Oh, day!
Dr. Zormir, say hi.
Aye. I'll regain my hearing some point.
Yep. You say hi. Well, fuck you dead apparently.
No, fuck he's immortal. You can't die.
Oh, sorry, I have my mic muted.
I was about to say you muted. I was about to check if you were muted.
I mean, I can mute my actual mic, not through Discord, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, hi.
Wait, say hi.
Fuck he's here.
Hello.
Lou Grim, say hi.
Hi.
And a pile of snackicents called The Point, say hi.
Accidents.
Hello, I ate too much.
Too much. Did you get a chance to catch up on last episode, or do you need
I
a recap?
managed to catch up listening on double speed, so hearing you all speak got me weird now.
Did you understand anything Wolfie said?
Enough.
The
Hey,
volume,
you can
the
you can
volume-
tell
Interesting.
the
you
volume
can tell
burns
us what
away.
happened last time, because it's been 2 weeks.
The sheer volume of my voice burns it into the brain without you actually needing to hear the voice.
Chris, can I just say a warning before introducing Wolf every time now? Because headphone warning.
It's on
that's
your
fair.
screen, Bob.
It is. You've also known me for like the longest here.
I know,
Okay,
but
so Gwen and Alvina got up to the lower level 6, scouted ahead a little bit. Fuck you ended up falling down a little bit and getting into a pissing contest with
Fuck you needs to work on
Barbarian, who they
social
managed to
skills.
One
just
shot.
single-handedly one-shot,
Mhm.
and is now
I want
just
to be your friend because you're ugly.
terrifying everyone around them. Lou hanged out with Zormir, having gotten disqualified. Is hanging out with the previously napping the Point, who has now regained consciousness, presumably from their accidents.
Yeah.
And are
all
now hanging
about
out with Mr. Darkseid.
Had a nice little
Uh,
chat with Mr. Darkseid.
Mr.
About
Darkseid
his
was kind of just
child.
going back and forth with the party that was present with him over a couple of topics. Particularly, he's asking the party to help locate his missing son.
And
Not
not harm
kidnapped
him.
son. He has been thinking.
Not currently kidnapped, sir.
Not currently kidnapped, as far as he's aware, but renegade, difference of opinion son, who you do not know the age of.
no.
Even though certain member of the party kept asking for it, but they weren't there, so they don't get to know. But presumably he has joined up with a minor faction inside the rebellion called the Resistance, who does not like the way the rebellion is currently handling things. They're a bit more hot-headed. You've, your standard activist group, effectively. They believe there's not enough action going on. I have a feeling Alvina might like them too much.
Wasn't there like the worry that Alvina might walk in and they immediately just side with her and make an even worse activist group?
Alvina will be getting dealt straight away. Like, no harming.
Okay, Neil. It seems that you've got it now. You will take charge
You're gonna
of dealing
make
with Alvina.
You're the social face for this one.
Apparently,
Maybe send the face characters in.
the psychologist is getting relegated to the. Nah, I got this. The college just got this.
The psychologist is getting thrown out because
Nah,
they will
does
actively make it
this-
worse, and we're
This
all
spirited young person want to see a psychologist or someone who gets where they're coming from?
Yeah.
Mm.
That was hilariously the point he made to Zormir about Zormir's probably not the guy to talk to them. They're
Zormir's the
just
worst.
gonna radicalize more.
Yeah, Zormir's the worst possible choice.
But Zormi was alluding to violence. Not
But
just
your goal is
upon
to bring him
Darkseid's
back?
son, but the rest of them. Like,
Without
no. Violence is
arming
bad.
a hair on the sun's head. Mr. Darkseid obviously doesn't want you harming citizens, but doesn't care if any of the other renegades get hurt. So long as his
rather
son
not, though.
does not get hurt. Yeah, like don't go beating up youthful young activists for the
Never
lull,
said to
guys.
beat them up, but just
I did.
detain them.
I 100%
Yeah, and how do you detain them?
with violence.
Exactly.
He doesn't know the exact whereabouts of them, but apparently they hang about in a bunch of the undergrounds for the various districts. And I think that's all the information you kind of got out of regarding the sun. There's been previous other conversations, just for those who, since some of you have been off, some of you are not. Other conversations have steered towards the avatars and whether or not they're actually real, or if the party is suffering from collective hallucinations spurred on by Zormir implanting the idea of these other entities that certain characters, Fukyu and Alvina, have, with their overactive imagination, latched onto to feel special.
Or it's all Lou's fault.
No, it's all Lou's
Point's
fault.
been
Yes,
quiet
Lou's fault,
on
yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
It's
Yeah,
all
we'll get to
Lou's
that.
but-
We'll get to that.
But Zormir
Lou's
ignoring
backed
it.
up Zormir on one of the pillars,
Mhm.
May
as
have
Zormir
made it
calls
worse,
them.
which may have made it worse.
Yeah. You're just all being persuaded. Or that avatars are real, but they are a ploy by President Control to manipulate the party into fighting his enemies, because so far none of them have told you to target the Senate.
Senate.
I have a question
Those-
for you, Neil. Now, are you hearing Chris?
Yes.
Good. It's just a good question because you keep on and jumping in partially
Talking
through Chris.
Talking over him.
Neil is in a very spirited mood today,
Yes.
and as the DM, I'm going to allow it just because Neil so rarely gets the chance to talk
I know,
over people.
I'm
I feel
just-
like it's only fair.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like so.
Thank
It's
you.
like,
I just wanted to make sure he wasn't hearing you, and or anything like that as
That
well.
would have been funny as hell. It turned out at the end of the session that Neil took the
Neil's taking over as DM because he doesn't hear Chris.
Honestly, I'd be really impressed by
guessing
that,
all
just
the
because he keeps
time.
he is like talking about the same topic as me.
Yeah. Hey, I've had that happen before.
You
where
would be
I
impressed
thought I
about
had
that.
where I thought I had a conversation with people for an hour and then realized that they were just really, really well timing like random comments to make it seem like they were answering me.
I see.
This is where we get back into conspiracy. That it's actually Neil running the show. He came up with this entire plot line surrounding Lou Grimm. And we just accidentally are getting our like secondary mic mixed up.
He's in the cupboard again.
You've also talked about the Elysium, the ancient Noid civilization that you've had some traces to do with. That appears to be where the Arc Table and some of the other technology you've discovered come from, as well as that's where I'm just gonna call them dungeons for now because they're effectively vault dungeons, which may have pieces of technology or be outposts from this ancient civilization left over before its collapse that may yield additional technologies and additional knowledge that help them kind of fight off against the other factions.
Till it's turning into me trapped in another world with my smartphone. They're getting our own little ship from the dungeons.
Unfortunately, our ship is nowhere near as cool as the island, the floating island in that one. That is
Nowhere
really
as big
fun.
either.
Is that show any good? Because I watched the first couple episodes. I don't think it's.
Yeah.
Did it
I
get
like-
better?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually, I really enjoyed a lot of it because the entire first season is character development and things happen in the second.
Which show's that again?
In another one, my smartphone.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it, but I also just like that kind of anime, so.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I checked out. Because normally I'm a big Ikasai fan because it's just good power fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just the way you're describing the dungeon seems similar to that sort of thing because I've been watching that recently.
Yeah, you started watching season 2. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I've not watched the show other than like the first episode, but I'll put it back on my watch list.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. I really,
Fine.
really like it. So.
Okay, so we
Crunchyroll,
covered
Crunchyroll.
dungeons, the other factions. Potentially, Lou is secretly evil and is plotting against all of you as a puppet of Elder Senate control.
Secretly.
What do you mean?
Apparently it's been
Secretly, we knew he was
discussed.
evil to begin.
And
They
avatars
flat
may or may
out
not
evil.
exist. I think that was all the major conversations of Darkseid.
I think so. That's all I can
Yeah.
think of offhand.
Well, sure if we end up.
And there was a bit more talk about like the Oni King is in this place. I think he knows about that as well. Or some, it was some mentioned.
Also controlling the worms to.
There was a bit of conversation on that as well, but yeah. There are a couple of more minor points. I think that's all I can remember.
Oh yes, and he was also talking about their tentative connection with the Monstro Guild, and while still problematic, the Monstro Guilds are still monsters. They are the
Necessary
least.
evil.
They're a necessary evil and the least problematic and still a useful connection to gain resources when fighting against the three big evils.
Oh, and I
So
think we
don't-
found out there's like a shit ton of undead somewhere as well.
So, sorry. Gwen,
Yeah,
we
they're
can't-
effectively a neutral factor called the Spectre Corps. They're down south. They pretty much inhabit a lot of what is the. God, what did I call it again? I got a map just here. They occupy the corpse lands where the Devil Wars were raged, and a vast majority of the devils lost their lives during the last Galactic War. But as a result, a lot of undead got raised up, and they kind of have enough of a power hold over that area that they defy all the major factions and are their own neutral entity.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean they're good or bad. Kind of depends on which side.
They're undead.
But they're
Nothing
still
like the
undead. They're still
water
monsters,
increase
but
the
they at least
population.
used to be humanoid. Some of them.
Some of them could be reasoned with, maybe.
Let's just hope Junior doesn't get there first.
Of course, he already is though. Where do you think he's
Oh,
been?
that's where he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not left the realm yet. He doesn't leave the realm until you guys leave the realm.
Yay!
And then I start introducing the Spectre Corps into more thing. However, I fear, and I'm pretty sure the party is aware that they've possibly met one of the agents of the Spectre Corps, which is Cross and Bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if Junior meets up with Cross and Bones, which he has already done, he at least might be aware that the Spectre Core is a thing, and it might be on his agenda.
Hmm.
At least it wouldn't be unreasonable to assume that the undead might go seek out other undead.
The vampire might go and talk to other undead because they're less likely to stab him immediately.
It just kind of depends on what kind of undead they are, because so far you've mostly heard about like liches and specters and ghosts, effectively. You've not actually heard a lot about. Obviously, there's a Dampier community, but you've not heard a lot about proper werewolves or vampires yet.
Junior's a rarity.
We know something about werewolves, but whether they are, what their opinion on vampires in this world is, I think, is an entire other thing.
No, because you've heard of Lycankin, but those are similar to Dampier. They're not full werewolves.
Isn't Jones a werewolf?
Shifters, basically.
No, he's technically you're not aware of what he is, but he is not a werewolf. He's effectively the werewolf version of a Dampier. He's half werewolf.
He's he's a long-tooth shifter, basically. That's basically what they are.
He only transforms on a blue moon.
Yeah, werewolves are like the proper monster versions of they will just kill you. There's no good werewolves, but there are good half werewolves.
Okay.
We'll get into additional. If we retread any conversation, I'll recap anything as necessary. But I believe we presumably are at the top of the initiative.
I believe we
order.
ended at the top of the initiative, yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
just gonna
we did
bump
stop
this
there.
to because I always try and end at the end of an initiative.
Yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
good just that it was conversation, so you didn't need to really move it.
All right, let's go ahead and bump this to round 12. And we'll start up at the top. And where's my list of... Okay, so something's happening on
Venus
19.
Plan.
Who knows?
Ninja!
Who knows what the ninja's going on? You've lost track of them.
Yeah.
I mean, you only
Apart from
get
the
track of them for like
paladin.
5 seconds.
I took a shot at where I saw movement above us. So...
But Alvina, you and Gwent are inside one of the dug-out prismatic ice tunnels. You are facing down against a large pool of what is very clearly deep crimson blood. There is a smell of iron and copper in the air. It is not dragon's blood.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I had an idea, which I just remember what it was. So I am going to take the... I can't remember what I've written it down as, but it's the weird little, like, worm thing that's an item that we got. Yeah, I have it written down as fat worm, but I know it was some item that is like... It was basically like the, the fish in Hitchhiker's Guide that is, like,
Oh, the
pointing you
baby
in.
fish.
Yeah, it's something like that. But it's like a small living organism I have. I'm going to take that out of my bag and just dip it slightly into the liquid. What happens to it?
A sacrificial fish.
This is an item, you say?
It was a creature that acts as an item. We got it from like a lucky dip or something. I don't remember where.
Yeah, I think it was in one of the eggs you gave us.
It was some random.
And
thing
we
got.
all looked at it, went, "That's a psionic thing." No.
That's bionic. I need to know what it is before I can determine how it reacts.
Yeah, I believe it is a living creature that has the effects of an item. And it was.
No, I got that. Generally, I give you a tiny little description to go with it. Would be really useful.
Give me a sec. Let's see if I can find it in all of my vast list of random.
We found it while we were in Titan Guts. If that
Was-
helps.
That doesn't narrow it down. I don't remember what you got in Titan Guts. I have a list of salvage, and that's all I have here.
It was one of the things we got in one of the towns. So if there's like a worm creature, little worm item
Tender.
Was it?
in one of the towns, I think we found it in the Titan Guts town, like the first town.
I'm going to assume there's nothing in here that says worm.
Oh, here it is. Mummified worm. Fat worm, TBM. A mummified worm, as an action, creature can insert the worm into their ear. Doing so causes the worm to melt, forming wax-like seal in the ear, and grants the creature the ability to understand deep speech, makes them immune to psychic damage for an hour.
And you wanna just put that in the poison, do you?
Yeah, I want to see what happens to it.
You want to potentially destroy that very useful magic item
Yes.
that gives you immunity to a damage type.
It's Alvina.
All right, well,
Can't use it if I'm
Intelligent, she's
dead.
not.
Can't use it if I'm dead.
None of the sensible people are there to stop it.
When-
Oh,
Oh,
Gwent's here.
Gwen doesn't know.
Yeah,
and
but
doesn't.
Gwen is also not going to put her finger into the red liquid.
Yeah, how are we
person,
also
so,
about to find out if it's dangerous? Is kind of my point.
I was more
Um,
alluding to the fact that Gwen could talk some sense in Alvina. Like, maybe
Not
not do
watching
that.
Alvina do something crazy first. It's worked so far.
does it work on dead things? I guess technically no, because it can't be poisoned. It's not a living creature. It's a dead item. All right, you dip it in, and it gets covered. It seems to soak in the blood for a little bit. You pull it out, and there's kind of dripping with the blood. And as far as you can tell, nothing happens. And as far as the DM can tell, nothing should happen.
Okay. Well, it didn't disintegrate, so it's not acid.
I
Check
give you
that
2
off
thumbs
the
up.
list.
Like, oh yeah.
So you just got another 7 to choose from.
Alvina is living backpack apparently, just carrying everything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna just immediately jump in. I'm not that stupid. I nearly said I'm not
Nah.
stupid, but no, I'm not that stupid. And I can't see. It's completely opaque, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Throw the troll head and see what happens to the troll.
No, because
It
worst case scenario, when
attacks us.
worst case scenario, it attacks us and sends me berserk as well.
Mm-hmm.
Good times, Gwen.
I don't like it. I don't know if it's poison up, but something's giving me a bad feeling that it's poison.
Can I make a suggestion then? You know that you're covered yourself in living plant matter.
Not
No.
that well.
Yeah, but can't you take a bit of the plant matter off and dip that instead? Because that's living.
Yeah.
Is it still living?
It'll
No,
still
No,
be.
I'm pretty sure you kill it when you rip it from the
That's what I
ground.
was assuming.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
what I
like,
thought.
like
I mean,
you know
you're a
that
gardener,
rip
Bob.
the man's arm off and it's still alive. That's
mean,
not
it's-
really a common.
It's still organic matter though. If it's an acid, it would still like destroy it.
It's not an acid because I already put organic matter in and it didn't
Ah.
dissolve it. That was what the
Technically,
worm was.
Yeah,
plant is
the question
still
if it's
alive.
poison or not, but you wouldn't be able to tell if something's poison when it's dead, because it's
Yeah.
dead.
It was specifically to check if it was acid. So I'm getting bad vibes from this one, Gwen. What do you think?
Try another hole.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Because, if it smells like blood and it looks like blood, let's probably not go and be soaked in blood.
It's weird
mean-
blood, but it's not dragon blood at least. But
That narrows it down to like,
there's other
anything
dangerous
else.
creatures, yeah. Hey, if it's dragon blood, there's a chance it makes us immortal. Or it'll just melt us into into our atoms. So that's kind of the 50-50 of
Take
dragon.
your pick.
It wasn't green to begin with, Bob.
Yeah, it was purple. Now it's deep purple.
It's now dead and purple.
No, if it was still kind of plant matter, it doesn't die straight away. Why you can plant things
Hey,
into.
you don't know what strange plant this is. This doesn't have to abide by Earth rules.
Yeah, also, plants don't usually, like...
I'm not allowed to use my one real life skill here.
Yeah, with normal plants, not with purple
Go
plants.
for it! Go ahead, go ahead!
Also, Bob, that works for certain things. If you rip a leaf off a plant and then plant it, it's still dead.
Well,
Dead is dead, Bob.
not dead.
Which is how vines work as well. So... Yeah, I'm gonna go back on Gwen's back and wait for them to basically go into a different hole. I'm getting bad vibes. Not at all because we rolled a 1 to see what the material was or anything. But probably this is the most dangerous material in the entire place, or it's the best.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
It's either the absolute worst thing we could possibly get, or the best. So
Ranger and yellow
Fortune
alien
favors
do
the
stuff.
brave.
Fuck you. We come to you then.
Yes. So the last session I was levitating the cage to just below the level 5, I believe.
Yes.
years.
Yes. And you said that I could polymorph into an old croaker.
Oh yeah, the
Yes.
Oh yeah, because you
Yeah,
inquired
but you're
about
here,
that.
so I can remember this.
It was a frog that's immune to cold.
It's some weird frog, isn't
ice
it?
Yeah.
proof frog.
Yeah, ice-proof frog.
Spiky frog.
So fuck you's going to pull out his wand. If the alien is still in the cage, he's probably going to be very confused. And
I believe they left the cage last round.
Yep, he's going to squirm his way out of the cage, polymorph himself into an old croaker, and then attempt to jump from the top of the cage onto one of the ice balls.
All right. Give me an acrobatics check just to see how well you aim yourself. Won't be that high a DC.
Cool.
And remember, timing is everything.
So it's an old croaker. What check again, sorry? Acrobatics? Or
Yeah.
athletics?
Acrobatics. I have no problem you like jumping that high. It's mostly just like time things properly.
So is this me, fuck you, getting onto the top of the cage, or the frog?
Frog.
This would be the frog. So assume that you've polished morphed yourself into the frog, and now you're about to make a leap up onto one of these relatively small ice blocks. The acrobatics is to try and just kind of get the perfect angle to get on it. You're able, with your massive, powerful hind legs, able to make that jump no problem. But they're quite small, kind of just slightly drifting objects, so there's still a slight chance that you might miss. A low chance, but a chance nonetheless.
Okay, so it's a +1 to this d20.
It doesn't happen to have a leap ability, does it?
It has a leap ability, yes. It's a
17 man.
20-foot standing jump or something, I think.
Yep,
There you
so you're
go.
able to easily jump that. You have no problem jumping onto this. I mostly just need to check if you pass a 10.
Mhm.
Because it's always funny if you fail it and slip.
Oh.
I'm assuming since this frog is kind of adapted to the colder climate, it probably has enhanced kind of padding on its feet in order to properly grip
Insulated.
into ice.
I'm assuming.
So I'm
It's
assuming so
immune.
too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it does if it doesn't.
It'd be like Zamtros from Monster Hunter. It's like it's specifically designed for ice travel.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
But as you leap up, there's also like you're able to spread your weight along your specially webbed feet and kind of while gripping onto the ice, not doing too much kind of pressure in any one spot that you might just crack the ice underneath you. You find yourself inexplicably equipped to perfectly handle these ice cubes as you stand there, I assume 20 feet up.
Yep.
Yeah. Completely immune to cold.
Is there anything else you would like to do? I believe you used your action to polymorph.
Yep, so action polymorph, 20-foot jump. It's got a 20-foot move speed, so that's probably all my movement.
Unless it
Alright.
you liquidize the whole place and then you got a 40-foot swim speed.
That's a terrible idea in the sky.
I know,
Alright.
I'm just saying.
Fuck you, if that's you, we move on to the point up in the concessions box.
Oh, sorry, I must have dozed off there. This son of yours, can I call you Darkside? I don't actually know your first name.
Mister.
Yes, you don't know my first name, do you? Darkside will suffice.
Okay, anyway,
Name is Mister.
yeah, this son of yours, how old is he?
Yes, Damien. My precious little Damien. The dark light of my life.
Weird way to put it, but fair enough. How old is he?
Oh, feels like only yesterday he was born.
Listen.
Dang, got it.
Can you just tell me, are we dealing with a teenager, a young adult, someone who's like 10?
Toddler.
No. While it may have seemed like yesterday, I can assure you, it's been many a year.
He's 87.
That still didn't answer my question.
How old does he look?
Give me a vague. Would you say he's 18 to 21, 21 to 25, 26 to 30?
What age demographic?
Demographic are we talking?
Is he
Why?
of legal drinking age?
Legal drinking? I don't think we have a legal drinking age.
It's always illegal, regardless of your age.
So I'm going to say yes, he's of legal drinking age.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, I jest with you. I jest with you. What was the point's first name?
The.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the point wouldn't have told Darkseid unless there's like some sort of psychic stuff going on.
Let's see. What would you refer to as?
Mr. Points, maybe?
No, he's gonna look at you and just with a slightly raised eyebrow. Yeah. Why must you know, Eric?
Eric Point! Is that your name?
It's alarmingly close.
Oh.
Evan.
Who are you that knows?
Ethan.
Anyway, I
I
just
don't
want
think
now.
you've even told me your proper name.
No, the point would have told any of you their birth name.
What a mystery. What an enigma. I'll find out sooner or later, Point. Mark my words. I make it an ideology. I make it a habit of learning everybody's first name. I make it a habit of always being on a first name basis with people.
Oh
I'm
crap!
going to
He's a
DM you
fake.
what the actual name is, just so you know.
No, he's a fake.
I mean, you've got at least the convenient part of... Because the Point hasn't told any of us his first name.
Yeah.
Unless someone checks in your mind, there's no one in this dimension that
Nope.
knows your name.
Anyway, asking because trying to convince a 10-year-old to come home is going to be a lot easier than trying to convince
No, it's not.
someone who is someone who is an adult with their own choices.
No, it isn't.
It depends how you
Well, I'm
phrase it.
sure that's very dependent on the mind of the individual. I've met many intelligent 10-year-olds.
I've met 10-year-olds that would never agree to anything you said ever, under any circumstance.
I'm sure you have.
And you've also met Alvina.
Can you tell us anything about Damien other than
25.
his name and what he looks
I've also given you a perfect physical description. He's very opinionated. He has very strong conviction and idea. Takes after his old man. Quite charismatic again after his old man.
I like that none of those are a physical description.
What I'm saying is,
Zero of those have a physical description.
That's because he already gave you a physical description that the DM can't be bothered rereading.
Yeah,
And
no,
now
no.
he's moving on to non-physical
Yeah, other
per
than
the
that.
point's request.
Well, all I'm saying is, I'm not sure if you have the same flora and fauna in this dimension.
They don't.
Are you catfishing us?
Am I catfishing?
I'm not a catfish.
What is a catfish?
Catfish exist in this world.
Gives them a perfect description of a catfish. But the actual fish.
No, it's
It
a
means,
Why-
it means sending people after someone who doesn't actually exist and only ever describing that person in vague terms. Because I believe your physical description was just a description of yourself but younger.
No. Damien has a mohawk and an and an eyebrow piercing. I
You
have
do look like
neither
you
of
had a
those
punk
things.
face. Again, that's just yourself but younger.
And he wears tattered clothes. Look how regal I look.
That makes a difference.
Not even regal. Look how professional I look.
Anyway,
Lone.
if he does come back, assuming he's real, what is waiting for him here?
His dad.
Well, that's
That's a
not
good
always
start.
enough of a... Yeah, it's not always enough to bring people back.
Home
He also
safety. Not at the danger of Elder Agent finding him and
Food?
stealing the son of the leader of the rebellion?
Food?
Yep. Look, I agree him being back here is going to be better.
Marvelous. I'm glad we agree.
It's just how we convince him that.
I'll convince him that we can't fight a head-on war against elder beings. Shouldn't be difficult. Just
That's
know,
not.
I
don't
know,
say
I-
it like that.
Well,
Wait,
sadly-
This has suddenly become a situation where Alvina's not even physically allowed to be seen like Zormir, isn't it? It's like, we can't just fight monsters head on. Alvina's not allowed to meet this person if we're gonna pull that one.
Okay, Alvina's ruled out of the equation now.
We're both having to sit back on the ship.
Where does he live when he's here?
in his room.
Which is
Oh, it's in the
Classified.
no, it's in the headquarters.
I don't know the exact.
Would you like access to the room? I can provide access to the room if you think it would help your investigation.
It
Might
actually.
give us a better.
I-
Genuinely might.
It might give us an insight to
I have
into
an
his
idea.
mind.
I have an idea when we get back.
And is he allowed to leave that room?
Oh yes. My child isn't a prisoner, Points.
His son.
I
Getting
love
an
and
idea.
adore my son. I give him everything. Quite frankly, I may dote on him a little too much, but bugger that, he deserves the doting.
I have an idea of how we're gonna track him down, by the way, guys, when we get out of this.
He is the dark light of my life, and I will die before I see any harm happen to him.
The same way that we found.
And that's a
Fuck
really
You,
weird way to put that, but
it's
Or
the same-
more importantly, I will kill any of you before I see any harm done to him.
I respect
again, that's not
Yeah,
surprising.
I think Brett even
I-
had that impending threat.
Yeah, Brent just has a shiver go down his spine. It's like as if his life had just been threatened.
Again. It's
Yes,
the
you
morning
must
shiver.
know, I believe he is 25.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Better. Okay.
Alvina's age, not my
makes sense.
actual age. My birthday.
There's also a tavern he likes to frequent in the headquarter grounds.
Okay, good.
I try and dissuade him from leaving the headquarter ground. I mean, quite frankly, we have a full little functioning society in that thing, and it's well protected. It's how many of the major ambassadors' children live out their lives. But he is free to come and go as he pleases, and most of the time he takes that very liberally.
Do you know if he has any friends that aren't part of this group he's run off with?
Recently, or... I'm sure he has some childhood friends we used to have play dates with. I don't know if he still keeps in contact with them, though.
It might help.
Yeah. Anyone who's known
names, addresses.
other than, you know,
Yes, he used to hang out with, one second, I need to double check what the name of the person is.
sorry
Not
to make
at
you
all
go
a
off NPCs.
name generator.
It's just
No, I can't
document.
remember what the, I think his name is just literally the administrator. Yes, he used to hang out with the administrator's son.
The administrator has a. Fair enough.
Why not?
That's it. Yeah. Makes sense.
Don't be so judgmental.
Apparently, that's a running theme.
Judgmental?
Yes.
Yes, he now works as a
Alvina,
clerk
get out of my head.
in the headquarters. He helps administrate Dark Feather business. I can make a bit of a meeting with him if you'd like.
That would be good. Yes.
Excellent. I'm glad to see you're taking this very seriously.
Of course.
I might
course.
genuinely have thought of a way to track him down, by the way.
Apparently, your food coma was enlightening.
Remember
Yes.
when we had to find what building Fuck You had been trapped in? But we had no idea where he was. And I used one of the fire animals to just sniff him out. Get into his room
Yeah.
with a small fox and have it track him. We might be
Saying
able to
that, I'm not. I haven't actually checked what spells I've got recently. I might have locate person.
That'd be very convenient, but I imagine
Yeah,
he's got
that'd
shielding.
be better.
I imagine he's got something that stops scry magic working on him.
But at a pinch, you know.
Or this
Fox would
entire
be-
place might have scry magic, just doesn't work.
Yeah. Just saying this out of character. I'm still very hesitant to actually bring him back. Just see how he's doing. Make sure he's safe, but maybe don't bring him back here.
Wow, harsh.
Oh, yeah, I'm out of spells anyway, so I've got locate objects, so you could find something that's on him rather than.
So
Anyway.
I will set up a meeting with Philip Warson, and I'll give you directions to the Orange Tankard.
That's
Good.
a
It's
shame.
the tavern I
That'll be-
mentioned.
Yes, I'll have to go there.
I'm not gonna lie, I would never.
Slight regret at the amount I've eaten.
I
thinking
would
of going
never.
to the tavern.
I would never drink
Yeah,
anything
roll
in
there
any
then.
place called the Orange Tankard. Personally, that is
Mm.
that just gives me worrying thoughts of the quality. Anything in there.
Hey, it depends what the drink is.
Look, if it corrodes tankards, it's pretty rough.
Maybe it's just all orange juice, you know.
I don't like orange juice.
Oh, then you're fine then.
Don't drink
My
it then.
statement stands.
All right. With that, we'll take it down to Gwent's turn.
Right.
Okay.
Next, tube
Yep.
quad.
Next tube. I forget if I still have spider climb on, so I'm just gonna
You do.
Yes.
You do.
put it on, just so I can to the next tube.
You have just activated it like last round.
Ah, cool.
That's how we got in here to begin with.
As you climb out of the current tube you're in, you hear a slightly distant, about 50 feet away, voice calling up to you. Hey, you! Hey, Centaur!
Hello.
As you glance down to what appears to be a rather kind of like square-jawed, charismatic-faced man in a black robe, being cradled in the arms of a yellow alien. I have a proposition for you. Do you like gold?
Not
do.
really.
I prefer
I'm
platinum.
sitting on Gwent's back, by the way, and he's not looking down as well at this cultist.
Do you like exotic liquor?
Mm. No.
Man's gonna try and insight you.
I think Gwent likes
Tell him what you
survival.
do.
I
Like,
think Gwent's like survival.
Yeah.
Do you like nice
liquor.
shoes?
yeah, 2 pairs of them.
Low down on my hooves, like, not really a shoe kind of guy.
All right, you gotta help me out here a little bit. This alien's arms are very uncomfortable. What do you like?
Okay, what do you want?
To make a bargain.
Or
He's not Dormammu.
Some more details, if you please, because at the moment you've just been hugged by an alien and it's kind of weird.
I'm forming an organization of like-minded individuals who like to not die.
oh, well, that's Gwen then.
He's got you there,
It's like,
Gwent.
Where did I sign?
how?
Well, I have this idea. It's it's a little hard to explain at a distance. Do you mind helping us up there, and I can tell you the whole idea? But the main gist is I need a public stage to convince other people of the idea, and I think it'll leave us all much safer.
Hey, Gwen, you realise that to help him up, we have to go back in the blizzard, right?
I'm also thinking he sounds a bit too much like Lou.
He does.
I've seen
you're
Lou's
not wrong.
pamphlets.
I've also read. Yeah, we've read Lou's pamphlets. We've already got a cult. Thank you. We don't need another one.
Good luck with your coal. I'm sure Lou can join up with you or take over you later.
Talk to Lou Grim. You can put in a good word for you.
Yeah, you can be the grand, I don't know, wizard or something. Who knows?
They're slightly less than Grand Wizard. I think that's Lou's title.
Ah, fair enough.
No, you don't
Any
understand. It's a fantastic idea. We're calling ourselves the Iron Shell Makers.
Do you make turtles?
No, we make safe havens. Where no monsters can get to you. Where you'll be perfectly safe and can't die.
I'm already out. I'm not allowed. Sorry.
Well, you don't seem like the sort of person we'd want here anyway, so that's okay. I was more talking to the Centaur. I kind of didn't actually realize you were there.
How? I'm glowing.
I mean,
Look,
But-
I just naturally disregard and can't see dangerous invoking people.
Well, that's fair.
maybe we talk after the race. We'll see you then. Go on, down the tube.
Yep, let's go.
As you come down the second tube, I assume you probably have enough movement. You can dash to get all the way to the next part.
God, Gwen's
He's got
got
a few billion.
fucking miles.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a d20.
Come
Something
on, get
better
20.
than a
Get-
one.
Get 20. Get an actual water. What did
14.
It's pretty good. It's
14's not
above
bad.
10. It's above 10. It's magma. This one's actual magma.
Okay. So as you climb all the way down this slope, it takes you a little bit longer than the previous one. This one seems to have a couple more turns in it, a little bit longer. It goes deeper into the structure. But eventually, getting halfway through the pipeline, you eventually come to that telltale kind of U-bend in it that seems to be deliberately designed into all the tunnels. And you come face to face with what looks to be a very deep purple pool of liquid with a slight sizzling sound coming off it.
Well, that's worrying.
Do you still have your little worm guy?
I do still
gonna-
have a little worm.
Can I just dip the tip?
Dip the worm in. Does it
Just
dissolve?
it.
Just completely dissolves. It's gone. 50 acid damage to it immediately.
Well, probably shouldn't go in
No,
there.
thank you.
Yeah,
No.
I am going to delete fat worm off of my list.
And I'm gonna
Because now
start
it's a
making my
skinny
way
worm.
back up. Like no.
Yeah, let's start again. It's fine. Do you want me to take a pot shot at the ice block that the cult is sitting on the way out?
Yeah, why not? It'd be funny.
Yeah.
Oh, see if you could hit the yellow alien. That'd be even funnier. Make him drop him.
Oh no, I was thinking don't hit the alien. Hit the thing that the alien's standing on.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, I could probably make a fireball to that. I mean, it's like revving her arm up.
Guys. All right. Well, it took you all of your movement dashing to kind of get all the way in there, so we'll come back to you afterwards. Let's see. We've already done cultist, wizard, fighter.
Just
wizard,
gonna.
fire. Oh,
Alvina, what health are you at?
it's up to the top.
78.
Okay,
Out
then
of
I'm gonna
100.
bang a healing word into myself then, because I need some.
Yeah. You took more. I took a lot from the ice as well, but I've got a higher max. So... Get that healing.
That's just not showing up.
Chris Belly, can we have a thing on the two that we've checked, by the way? Because I probably will lose track after about a minute.
No, that's fair. I'm assuming your characters will just never check them twice.
Okay.
I would
mean,
not
Alvina
guarantee
might.
that.
Okay.
If one looks like semi-reasonable that we can get into, I might have a way to like open it up enough for us to at least get a good bit in. But I'd rather use that if we're fairly sure. Essentially, the acid was a comfortable no. Was my thought really.
Yeah.
We come to Zormir now.
Hi. I'm kind of stuck for one to talk on because it's like we know that we can't really do anything more for the Damien thing until we can leave. Same with the going to the dungeon and
I think an entirely valid one, if you can't think of anything, would just be makes small talk for the round until thinks of something better.
I mean,
Right.
I
Start heckling the competition. It's fun.
is the Dampier with us or with the point?
Oh, Luca.
Lucas, yeah.
Yeah, Luca was with us.
Was he?
was I don't
I
think
don't
he came
think
with
he
us
was.
to the box.
No, Lucas isn't in this one. He was on the last mission.
Ah,
He was with Lou on the last thing, but I think he's with us in this arena.
because
Can't
you
remember.
could
In our
ask,
case, we've just let him loose on the city.
yeah, because you could ask about the Light Phoenix if Darkseid has ever heard of that.
I think we already asked him that one.
Yeah.
I think he was like, no,
Fair
when we
enough.
asked him before.
Yeah,
I think we asked him in the first.
introducing Lucas to. Oh no, Lucas has seen
Yeah, Lucas was
Dark
with
Side
us.
and gone. That is the
Yes.
spitting image of.
Because Lucas was with us when we got the introduction.
Mhm.
Yes,
remember
but
now, yeah.
Lightside has white hair.
Because of
But
course.
other than that spitting image.
Mhm.
But Darkseid doesn't seem to have any knowledge of the other
Mirror.
rebellions.
Yeah. Which is
Okay.
fair, honestly.
The other resistance.
So have you got any bets on anyone on this win?
Oh yes, I put it all in Gwent.
Fair! Nice one, Gwen!
That is fair. Gwent is
A good job.
a good shout.
Oh no, I've just done it to make him uncomfortable.
Also good shots.
Also a good shout.
Yes, don't tell him this. But if they lose, I'm going to come storming up to them in a rough, and I'm going to exclaim, "I had all my money on you. You've just lost the most powerful man in the rebellion, a shit ton of coin. How are you going to repay me?" Yes, I have a feeling it will really get them to jump out of their skin.
It'll
I
leave.
think if you went up to Gwent and said boo, you might scare them. They are a genuinely terrified individual.
You've never seen Gwent move so fast. He is no longer in the continent. By the time that Darkseid has finished that
Oh.
sentence.
I do have a question. And I'll ask him about the continent where the snakes come from. If he has
that's a
anything
good
on that.
shout. That's a good shout. The snake person continent that we know the name of, but we can't remember off the top of our head.
Izeal.
Naga.
Izeal, yeah.
Azil. Do you know anything of Azil?
Yes, actually, it's one of our northern continents. We have a few secretive operations going on there, but it's generally quite a hostile terrain. We've had tried to make contact with the native Noid populations there, but well, they don't really have the same ideology as us. We've been unsuccessful to convince any of the great kingdoms there to part with their human enslavement.
We may have inadvertently got ourselves a bit of an in to at least maybe talk with the leader of that continent.
No, you
Or at
can't.
least one of the factions in the continent.
At least of one of the factions of.
get an audience with them.
Interesting. Particularly which one?
We do have the name. We did get told the name.
Let me check. See if I've got it
I'm
written in
sure
my
he's
notes.
a great Tuscan. Sukan, sorry.
Uh,
The northern kingdom of the great Chukan.
Yeah.
you can.
From the spirit warrior Zexel.
Yeah, Northern Kingdom, Jukan, Izeal.
Yeah. Tell them about that.
What the hell? I literally have just one of my notes is the pits, death matches, slaves, and kebabs led by big choppers. What does that mean?
It's one of the southern areas that you can visit inside of Salvos. That is a neutral territory and a blood fighting ring where you can earn great coin.
Ah, okay. I was just like, what the hell did I write?
More like, what drugs were you on when you wrote it?
Caffeine.
We have
Yeah.
heard some strange rumors going on there, particularly that they might be in league with an agent from the Spectre Corps, trying to create some form of abomination. We haven't been able to discern much detail. Every dark feather I've sent into the region has unfortunately perished. But if you happen to be there and could, first of all, find out if any of my agents are still alive and rescue them, it'd be greatly appreciated. It's so hard to find good help, particularly when good help keeps getting eaten by giant snakes.
Yes, that would be a problem.
But also, we have a couple lesser agents. Let's call them diplomats for now. That's effectively what we send them for. among the dwarfs and goblins of the temple lands, unfortunately, they rather quite defensive and meek populace, constantly being preyed on by one of the 4 kingdoms surrounding it. The refugees of the temple lands, well, quite frankly, can barely survive enslavement from any of the 4 surrounding tribes, let alone want to join up with the rebellion. But I imagine if someone were able to inspire them and maybe put a bit of fear into the 4 kingdoms surrounding them to put a stop to the dwarf and goblin enslavement, they might be more reciprocal to helping us. I know personally I would love to get my hands on the vast mining opportunities there. Might actually get a bit of inflow of materials.
Oh, crap.
Not that we really have a problem with raw materials, but there are some unique minerals present in the land that aren't present here in Salvos.
Oh, I fear Monica being the one to inspire the goblins.
Goblin King Monica.
They
Oh,
might,
God.
they might just end up trying to become the god or something. They seem to think they're immortal.
Hey, we've yet to be proven wrong on that thought. Only one of us so far has been proven mortal.
Yes, as far as I can tell, the Great Chukan, while a tempest, has a tempest personality, can at least be reasoned with. I will warn you against, I think it's the Eastern Kingdom, Salavin the Mighty. A bit of a brute, if you ask me. Has been in war with the Great Chukan for the last century now.
Maybe some convincing of what noise could do from our side might help them settle an argument and get us a bit more favor with them then.
Oh no, I think their argument is purely over food supplies, the foods being noise.
I get that.
Yes, I suppose.
I mean, if you can convince the Great Chukan and the Salavin the Mighty to take on a vegetarian diet, well, quite frankly, Zormir, I may appoint you head diplomat of the entire damn rebellion at that point.
What is?
I think it's more likely that the Senate might self-implode.
What type of creature? Is there any knowledge of the mighty? Because we know that they're snake-esque. That you can. So what's the other one? Is it lizards?
I'll convince them of a better diet of
I believe Salavin the Mighty is some form of either amphibian or salamander. I'm not entirely sure. Details are scarce.
convince them of a diet of psychic squid people.
Albina can cook a mean calamari.
Or squid ramen.
I'll make it.
But yes.
I'll make it.
If you are planning on heading out further amongst the scrap land, and assuming you're not traveling further than the breaker line, you can also travel to Takayas and the Olan and Kairin continents as well. Less hostile, in my opinion, than Izeal.
Hmm.
Also, slightly better. Well, I don't know if slightly better weather. It's not as tropical as Izeal.
It depends what you're fancying for weather, really, I'd say.
It's merely we have been given a boon and
We have
a
at
chance.
least one friend. We
speak.
have at least one friend.
We've made one ally at least in that
I wouldn't say ally.
acquaintance.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Someone owes us a favor at least.
Save the snake.
But that may be for a later date. I mean, we have a growing list of things to do, apparently. It might shrink a little bit. Depends on what we find out about these pillars.
Yes. Well, let us see what is happening in the arena. As we'll call that there for Zormir. I think you got some new information. As DM needs to get back to his list of people again. 7.
Good idea.
Gnome gets to go up a little more.
Yeah, he'll make it eventually.
The gnome is grooving. He's boogieing. He's dancing on the platform.
He's a gnome.
There you go. That's the gnome.
Has the Rocketeer or the Paladin died? Yeah.
I would have thought the paladin would have tried for some divine intervention.
That's a
That's
cleric.
clerics.
Also, it would
Yeah,
require there to be
don't,
gods.
paladins do
Yeah,
that as
also,
well?
yeah.
No, Paladin's God.
When the Celestials are the bad guys, you don't want divine intervention.
It's just it's like, help me, God. Okay. Wait, what? No.
Unless you got a
At
carrot
least
god.
you're suffering.
Smite. Yeah. Paladins can sort of like become
Every
avatars.
smite there is.
Can gain like avatar-esqueness of a god at 20. But I've got a strange feeling this might not be a level 20 paladin. So something's telling me about the fact he's dying in a sand trap on level 1. Tells me it's not a.
And these guys are going to try and muscle through. Okay. Yeah, not bad. These guys make it a bit further up.
I have the medics come for the wild man, by the way.
Yeah, he's still. It's fine. He's stable.
He's stable, cool. He just died from fall.
Let's see. The orc is going to try his luck. Okay, yeah, he gets pretty high up enough to try and make a jump. Cool.
Nice.
What about this gnome?
Yeah, gnome slowly moving up.
He's moving like 20 feet at a time, but he's getting
Yeah.
there.
He's
I mean,
Just
maybe by next
holding
year
on.
we'll get to like level 3.
The monk is back in the game. Okay, I think. I guess for anyone who looks down, which I think is just Fukio in the audience, the assassin appears to be trying to kill the alien,
Yay! Good on you, assassin. Proud of you, buddy.
and the knight is slowly climbing up. All right, I think that's
Boo to
everybody.
xenophobia, boo.
Yeah.
Health. As we move down
I'm sure about
to
to kill anyone, to be fair. So.
Lou Grimm. Lou, what would you like to do while you're watching the spectacle down below?
I'm gonna speak to Dark Side.
Okay.
What would you like to speak to him about?
a thing, apparently.
Recently, our whole party liberated several enslaved creatures. One of them happened to be a Naga. And Zormir, well, we were all granted a boon by him. And Zormir was granted an audience with
I think we've already discussed.
Sukin, the great Sukin. So we can go there with that invitation and do our best to
Not die.
that's it. To try and sort something out that may be in both our interests.
Doesn't mean he a bit late to the conversation here.
No, he might be asking, like, bring up anything particular. Is there anything you want us to ask specifically about?
Yeah.
That's why I assumed
Okay.
you were asking. So that's valid.
I don't know about directly. As I've mentioned, there's several side objectives, but I don't think I'd want you to tell the Great Shukan any of those. Investigate what's going on with their dealings with the Spectre Corps, find out where my missing agents are.
Oh, I
We'll
don't mean
suggest-
we'll out your agents. We don't want to do that.
But you want to know if there's anything I directly want to say. You want to know if I would have any words for the Great
Yes,
Shukan.
we could try and get some valuable information, perhaps, or anything else you seek.
Let me double check something.
You happen to have a good takeaway in the area, like any kind of.
We're not going to ask
Their
them for
particular
the
way is-
food. We're not going to ask them for the menu.
I would. Alvina will.
Alvina
Alvina,
might.
Is there a way of preparing Noid souls that's particularly delicious?
she does have that plan, remember?
Bit of salt and some red arcanite.
Hey, perfect. We're all set.
Eventually, we're going to reach the episode where we flash forward to the dark future, and it's just going to be Alvina eating souls.
Soul God, Alvina. Alvina replaces Imix as the primordial of fire, but has unfortunately also joined the monk.
I know the Naga have some minor dealings with the Monstro Guild, just by nature of their being. And yet, I personally would want to know why they don't have more of a relationship with the Monstro Guild. They are, after all, of a similar kin.
Superiority complex? Or godlike complex, maybe?
I wonder why.
Maybe, but it's always fascinated me what the prerogative of the monstrosities who take up arms particularly desire. I know some have nothing but base instincts, but there are those with more superior intellect who do, as we've seen with the Monstro Guild, organize into powerful blocks themselves. So why have the Naga refused to officially join the Monstro Guild? After all, they have vast resources when it comes to the Isil continent. As I've mentioned, they already have a great amount of rare and rich minerals, but not just that, they have a great number of agricultural output. They are a very intense, high climate jungle for all effects. And yet, they do not have consistent dealings with the Monstro Guild. If anything, there seems to be a tentative relationship there. I'm curious as to why that is. What is it exactly the Great Chukan desires? If you can find me out what levers...
Thing to do. If you're going to be aligned with another party, then be aligned with another party. Don't be hiding about it.
I don't think the hiding.
I also don't think Lou understands politics. I'm just.
I think that just the personal beliefs of things don't align quite enough to agree enough to join forces.
Which is interesting, because that means there's some.
They could just be
friction,
using the
probably.
Monstro Guild for personal gain.
Well, there's not many dealings, is what they said. So they
I think the
curious as to
Monstro Guild
why
would
they're not.
deal with their own personal gain as well.
That would be my request. Find out why. I need information. I need information from people who aren't going to immediately die. What levers can I use to gain an audience and some form of negotiating chips at the table with these vast entities? Is there something they could desire that I can offer that isn't human sacrifice? Or Noid sacrifice?
Possibly. But yes, that is a valid.
We can seek that out.
Good question, Grim.
That's a
Thank
cool
you,
idea.
Zormir.
I like that one. We got info. Gwen, we might have found some people that you might want to talk to that are monsters.
Well, we've met one so far and they were nice.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And they don't like the Monstro Guild particularly, which is another plus in their favor.
One for one.
It's 2 points in their favor so far. That's higher than probably most of the party have with Gwen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, I'm in favour of all of you. That's at least 1 point in your favour.
Oh, thank you very
I
much.
was meaning specifically how
I know.
much Gwent likes
I know.
list. Which I think I might be in the negatives, but or it might be just barely breaking even. I'm not sure.
So, Mr. Darkseid, you're a bit of a joker, are you? You're playing this little prank on Gwen.
He does live in a society.
Oh, you should see the prank I'm playing on you, Grim.
I can't wait till I find out about it one way or the other.
Yes, yes. Don't you worry, you'll find out about it right after the tournament's finished.
Already looking forward to it.
When it turns out Lou's actually under arrest.
Oh, finally. For like crimes, just in broad crimes.
No, it wasn't. It's like he's under arrest, but for nothing you expect. It's for like jaywalking or something like that. Loitering without a permit.
But anyway, as we return to the events down below,
Ninja.
Alvina. Ninja does something. Who knows what the ninja does? You're staring at acid. What would you like to do?
I'm on Gwent's back at the moment.
Mush.
Can I basically just hold action for when Gwent basically gets outside to take a shot at whatever the alien, basically whatever the cultists' current support is, not the actual person who's holding them, but whatever they're like sitting on, essentially. Because I'm waiting for Gwent to get us into the next two, because we know we're not going in this one, essentially. So I'm holding a firebolt for that, basically.
All right. Yellow alien goes before Fukyu. They're gonna be just towards like the equivalent of this last one here. Fukyu, it is your turn.
Okay, froggy jump.
Boing!
You get another 20 feet up for jumping. What's your movement on the frog?
It is 20 feet.
Would you like to dash for another 20?
If I've got another ice block within 20 foot of me, yeah.
Yep. Then you get up to about 60.
Hey.
There's a giant frog!
Giant frog.
You come eye level with the ranger, who's about maybe like 20 feet in the horizontal to you, who just kind of glances over at you and just like kind of rolls his eyes and God, fucking druids.
Ribbon.
Yeah, just stares. Ribbit.
Ribbit. He says ribbit.
Just all you hear is, "This is ribbiting."
Ribbiting.
He's the ranger. He's gonna call over to you, and he's gonna do it in the strange frog language that you seem to understand. And he's just gonna ask, like, I don't suppose you want to team up. I don't think we're gonna come in first at this rate.
Fucky's gonna say yes.
Honestly,
Like
the ranger kind of blank expression stares at you. Wasn't expecting you to say yes. He's gonna do an insight check.
Intelligence score of 2 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
A 16. I guess make a persuasion or deception, your choice, depending on what your intent is.
I mean, my personal intent is deception. Frog. At the minute, probably just sure, why not? So I'm gonna do it as frog charisma, which is -4 to the D20.
Oh, nice! -4.
So it is 5.
A 5.
Ranger just stares at you. Right, I don't believe you. Just turns away, starts planning his next move.
Why would the frog lie?
I love the concept, by the way, that this ranger has an eagle. Where is this eagle in this blizzard? In his cloak. He's like just huddled under it. It's bloody cold.
Hey, do you want to team up? No, yes. Actually, never mind.
Never mind. No, I don't like how easily you agreed to that.
You agreed to that way too quickly.
Yeah.
You did a dash there. The point, we return to you.
Yeah, I'm out of things to ask.
Order more food! Order more food!
No! Oh,
No.
God, no.
No.
Do you have any Gaviscon?
Do you have any heartburn tablets?
To be fair, we can start speeding this up a little bit if you've had plenty of chances to ask Mr. Darkside stuff. Gwent, we move to you then.
Okay, so out just enough to give Alvina a peek towards the cultist, and then down to the next one.
Yep, taking a shot.
All right, go ahead and make me an attack roll. I assume a ranged attack roll, unless you're throwing like a hand axe or something.
Firebolt. It's just my firebolt attack.
All right, then go ahead and make the attack roll.
Is the main one. 21 onto the ice block.
I
Yep,
was
it
going to
hit.
say, if you melt the ice block it's on, they both
That's
go
legit.
down.
As for a second, they hang there, suspended in midair, as Gwent whips away. Do you see this? Maybe just like as you're turning the corner down the next one, you see them start falling, but you hear the scream more than you see them.
Got him. I'm gonna
Well,
just.
some carry, so yeah.
I'm gonna do a drive-by fireball.
You arrive at the next one. This one actually roll me a d20 first, see what it is, and then I'll decide on the description.
Yeah, good call.
Oh, we know
About where in the pipe it is.
Another
Can
14.
we reroll? Like, can it not be the same thing in any of them?
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll.
Yeah.
8.
8.
Like, if we just keep getting 14s and 1s, it was a very uninspired design.
Is
scheme
that,
for this
they just no, it's just one end of the tube to the other. You
Yeah,
just
it's
found
the
them.
other end.
As you glance up into this one,
Ooh, that's weird.
you see what appears to be a dead end and yourselves reflected back at you.
Oh!
Ooh.
Does it look like a different color to the rest of the ice around us?
Give me a perception check.
Because I might have an idea what this is. Or like the
Oh,
concept.
that's so
Ooh.
bad.
I got
But
okay.
still enough for 14. Why am I rolling 14s?
Yeah, why?
Gwent,
This
as
is
far as
the
you're
14th
concerned,
today.
this is just a mirror. Or like just a reflective surface of the metal. It's clearly just the dead end. Metal's reflective. It's clearly metal.
Yeah.
Alvina, there is definitely some distinction here. For one thing, you notice that the reflection doesn't seem to be including anything beneath you. You don't see any ice floating beneath you. It's as if you're just looking at a silver plate and you're only seeing your own reflection.
I think we've established
Oh,
who the ninja is.
I think I have an idea for that. Hey Gwen,
Yes.
I think that we can go into. I think this one might be reasonably safe.
Can I roll an insight check on Alvina?
Actually believes it.
Well, I'm rolling like shit, so yeah, why not? Okay.
I think this one might be safe enough. Is basically what Alvin literally
What,
says.
what I am going to do, though, is just pull out a crossbow bolt and hold it in front of me so it dips in first. So if it sizzles, like, nah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. 100%.
There's
This
this-
might
I can
hurt a
go way
little.
forward.
There's just a ninja on the other side going, ow, ow, why is he pressing in that room to me?
Yeah. Ah! It just screams.
Sorry, didn't see you there.
As you move up towards the mirror and you push the crossbow, it finds solid purchase against what does appear to be some form of either glass or metal. You're not entirely sure, but it stops. You kind of just poke against it. Nothing happens. What would you like to do, Gwen?
Gonna do the dumbest thing Gwen has done. I'm gonna poke it with my finger.
All right. You reach up and poke it with your finger, and as
Gonna
you
do the
do
whole
so,
Matrix thing.
I need you to make me a charisma saving throw.
Oh, actually, surprisingly not bad. 14! For God's sake!
Yeah.
That's impressive at this point.
I'll give you my fucking reroll.
Destiny.
Yeah, I'll give you my destiny. I'm not doing anything with it.
Nothing else not to get a 14. Never mind.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
It's only
Well done,
1s and
Zormir.
14s.
Well done.
It's only 1s and 14s this session. But go ahead.
As from Alvina's perspective, on the back of Gwent suddenly vanishes from beneath you as you hang there in mid-air for a moment,
Oh shit.
suddenly no longer attached to anything. Gwent, from your perspective, your back suddenly gets a little bit lighter as you find yourself in what appears to be an entirely spherical ball inside the prismatic ice, with just a more opaque reflection of yourself looking back, with no exit in the room.
Is it just an ice ball, or like is it a metallic ball?
It appears to be made of the same opaque metallic prismatic ice that you've been encountering, but with a reflective sheen, so you're kind of... and yet there's this odd ambient light throughout the entire sphere, so you can still see. But it's entirely opaque.
Can I try and hamster ball it forward?
Oh, good call. That might work.
You throw yourself against the wall, but moves have external reference point.
But does it feel like it's actually turning?
Moving.
It does not. There is no shift in gravity as far as you can tell.
Well, shit.
Well, I'm stuck in a ball. Okay,
Gwent's gone to the Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
what
If
to
only
do,
we knew
what
these
to
guys
do.
had technology to trap people in mirrors.
Yeah, we know they have it.
Yes, I've
Honestly-
only seen that before somewhere.
Can I just try throwing the sacred flame at the mirror ball just to see what happens?
Yes, you may. What's the damage? Fire?
Oh, I didn't like the sound of that.
Radiant.
Yeah.
You do so. There is a blinding light that splits out across the room, stinging at your eyes. And as your eyes adjust to the sudden influx of radiant light in the room, you notice that it doesn't seem... The room seems to be just that little bit brighter. But otherwise
Ah.
undamaged.
Okay.
Well, this is not going to go well. Okay.
I assume that's your turn?
Yep, I do not know what else to do, so sure.
As we move on to the cultist is falling. The fighter and pirate and knight are doing stuff. They're taking on the alien, stealing their spaceship. The knight artillerist is gonna start trying to leap up stuff. We'll get to the orc in a little bit. Zormir, we return to you if you'd like to do anything.
Skip. Just making small talk now.
That's fair. Lou, is there anything you'd like to ask before we continue on with Alvina and Gwent and Fukyu?
Nah.
Alright, Alvina, you find yourself suspended in mid-air. You're about to fall. Would you like to do anything with your reaction?
I mean, I'm like 2 feet off the ground, aren't I?
Probably a bit higher than that.
No, because remember, you guys are upside down. You've been spider climbing up into tunnels. The
Oh, I
blast
didn't
is
realize
a...
this one- I thought that this one was like a U-bend up this time. Okay.
Yeah, so this is why I need to know what it was before I described it. This one is, as you peek into, like, the up tunnel, it is at the dead end of the up tunnel.
Oh.
There is no bend, there is no point at which you can get your feet under you.
I would like to go. Well, that's a problem. And slam my crystal sword into the wall and try and slide down, essentially.
Alright, give me a strength check. This is going to require... Actually, just give me an attack roll. This is going to require quite a high DC.
Can I reckless it?
Yes.
27.
27. As you pierce into the prismatic ice, you feel more resistance than you've ever felt against attacking anything. This appears to be, if not as hard, maybe a little bit harder than attacking metal, as your muscles strain and you feel a violent vibration irradiating throughout your body as you just pierce into this wall. And you can even hear the straining of the crystal of itself as your mind is suddenly filled with these crackling images from the impact as a migraine begins forming on your frontal lobe. But the images dissipate too much, apparently causing some sort of violent backlash with the sword. Seems to have dislodged more memories trapped within the sword itself.
Okay, fair enough.
But they're gone as soon as they're there. Now you're just left with this splitting pain in the front of your head, but you are currently still hanging there in the metal. But there's a slight resistance to trying that again.
So Alvina doesn't know what those memories were.
I'd probably like see like flashes of things, I imagine, which I'll probably will have in a dream later. Yeah,
That could
I'll
never
be gonna,
happen.
like, try and slide down the wall just enough to like get out of it and try and see if she can get out and get around to a different tunnel now, because that was unfortunate.
As you slide down, you're able to find one of the metal handholds that are underneath and kind of connected or near each of the entrances, and able to get a purchase in there and retrieve your sword. How would you like to try and... there's generally a good, like, 20-30 gap between any of the handholds at any particular time. You can attempt to try and fling yourself across, but it is obviously quite precarious a throw if you're not careful. How would you like to try and get to the next handhold?
They're 20 feet apart, you said?
20 to 30, depending on if you're going for one's closer by or not. We'll say there's one 20 feet from you, though.
Yeah, I'll be
Have
trying.
you got pitons on you?
Yes, but the problem is this is metal.
Yeah, but you like slam them in hard enough.
I
Yeah,
can't.
so have you ever
Yeah.
slammed something into metal? It's really disturbing a process.
Yeah. and
Metal on metal is
it's
just gonna
also-
go clang.
A crystal sword is a magic weapon that is legendary and is very, very sturdy. A piton is an ordinary piece of is like steel going into a super hard magical metal.
Yeah, my
I
whole
don't- I
point
don't
was
like the odds of the pitons.
using something like a piton, you know, to like claw your way up.
Yeah, I don't think the odds are good on that one.
Just on pure strength.
Yeah, no, I think I've got better odds on just I'm like swinging for it. Basically. Yeah.
All right. You already passed the athletics check, but go ahead and give me an acrobatics check to make sure you actually hook into that that handheld.
Oh, for fucking 14 again. Stop it, world. I don't like my odds on the 14.
You can have my
Announce
destiny.
the result.
Oh, thank you. I'll use Lose Destiny and roll a 1 because this is what this has been doing so far.
Fuck you!
No,
Oh,
That's what you get.
Wasn't
He rolled
entirely on
the
you.
one.
Wasn't entirely on you, Lou. This was just how we've been rolling. We've been rolling 14s into 1s all session. So, but hey, natural
You're
20.
welcome.
And the roller just said, "Fuck you, Jamie."
Fuck you, universe. I refuse. Thank you.
Refuse.
Thank you, Lou.
As I said, you're welcome.
Yeah.
But you're able to jump yourself up to the other handholds next to the next one. But similarly, it is a 20-foot high kind of corridor into this one. Go ahead and roll me a d20. Just see what this one tends to be. See if it's a dead end or not.
20.
Ooh.
This is the what the
I
fuck?
have rolled. I have
You
rolled.
find a secret door.
He's right.
You look up and it just appears to be a normal U-bend. You can see it kind of going off to the left, and there's no like blocker above you, but it's still 20 foot up.
Okay. Can I?
And also,
make
these
I
are
make
these are quite wide corridors. As a reminder, there isn't any like putting your hands to either side to get up them.
Oh yeah. So the U-bend's 20 feet up. You said.
Yep.
Since I just made a jump, can I use my momentum to just make a leap, like as if it was a running start?
Also, jump, somersault, grab on.
Yeah.
This one I'm gonna require an athletics check for, but I'll combine it with your natural 27 acrobatics to give you a head start there.
Yeah.
But at that point, it's just, are you able to push off the wall hard enough each time to keep momentum?
Yeah.
All
This
about the
is my- I
stamina,
haven't used my
Alvina.
I haven't used my bonus action, have I?
I don't believe so, no.
No.
I'm gonna rage.
Fair.
I have is like I can see something that might be an ending. Just adrenaline rush.
You reckless.
Yeah, but reckless and rage are different things.
Alright, go ahead and give me
That's
that.
20.
Fuck's sake! What the fuck's
Well,
that?
the dice have
Right.
spoken.
dice have
Unfortunately, while Gwent has been screwed over, Alvina got all the luck.
The dice gods have just went,
No, not
there
kidding.
you go!
This is compensation for what happened in my Blood Bowl game yesterday. I got like 81s in Blood Bowl yesterday, and then like nearly knocked out all my Chaos Warriors in like the first half. This is just recovering from that. Thank you, dice.
Recompense.
Yeah. But yeah. Boing. Happy outrage.
You find yourself halfway through a tunnel. So far, you've not encountered any liquid.
Sweet.
All right, as we come
Basically,
back to yellow aliens falling, alien caught us. Will come after. So fuck you. Ranger has been doing his little lasso trick to grab onto one of the handles and is currently climbing up the rope and just arrived at one of the handles.
Okay. How far away from me is he?
He is now 40 foot above you.
40 foot above me. Okay.
You can belly flop on him when you've got a dash.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing like the range of my attacks as a frog, but no,
You
it's
might
fine.
have a reach.
Nah, there's no
He's your
like,
friend now.
there's no tongue attack.
Shame. It's like some frogs do, but not all
Yeah,
of them.
not all of them. Yeah, so fuck you is gonna dash to where the ranger is, basically. Actually, probably no, because I don't have a climb.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you at the top one just for now.
Okay.
And shout, wait up! And, you know, froggy.
But yes, if you're with your dash, you're able to kind of hop to like the best ice block that tends to be like just underneath one.
Mhm.
We'll say you were paying attention to the rest of your party, and the fact that they kept coming out of them, you took note off to know that those probably aren't good ones.
Definitely not the one that Gwent didn't come out of, but Alvina did. That's probably a bad sign.
I mean, I do have an intelligence of 2 at the moment, so
Well, yeah, maybe.
probably just barely recognise the rest of my party.
Oh, you
I've
recognize
been
your
to the vet
ally.
liquid.
Actually, yeah, you recognise your allies pretty much. That's
Yeah.
about it for it.
But
Frog,
yeah,
You might
that-
just remember what you actually look like.
yeah, but yeah, that's as much as Froggy can do. Frog you.
Frog you.
Frog you!
Yeah, frog you! That's what you say
Alright.
when you attack somebody.
Assuming we're just moving on to Gwent's turn, just because you're getting to the final level now. Gwent, you are still locked inside what appears to be a mirror room, but what would you like to do?
Oh. I don't have a lot of option. I can either keep charging it up with light, which seems like an absolute
To
mistake.
blind you.
It's either really good or really bad. It's nothing in between, right?
Yeah. So, can I spend my destiny point and alter the banishment spell just for the ball instead of a creature?
Ooh,
Yes, I'll allow this.
that's cool.
But
Okay.
would
then
that
I
not mean you start falling?
It might mean
I
he
don't
gets,
know where I am though.
it might
So
mean he gets telefragged into a just solid wall. Is the small chance?
yeah, but at the moment I'm in a ball and
I
can
mean,
go
it's up
nowhere.
to
You
you.
don't know
I'm
what
just
options, this is
saying.
cool. I like this idea. It's cool.
It's a
Okay,
bad
this is-
idea, but it's the
This
best
is
bad
the original
idea I've got.
purpose of the Destiny points.
Yeah.
As you do so, you don't seem to banish the ball itself, but you seem to debanish yourself
Yeah.
as you respawn on the other side of the mirrored reflection, back in the hole that Alvina abandoned you in.
Good enough.
What's your immediate words when you get out of there?
Can't believe she left me.
What was I gonna do? What was I gonna do?
Isn't
What was I gonna do? I was like, well, I don't know where Gwent's gone, but he's teleported. Teleportation probably isn't to the final place on a athletics competition. It was kind of Alvina's thing.
I mean, to be fair,
Actually,
Alvina
no,
didn't have much
fine.
time to think about much.
Yeah, I was falling as well.
I cannot believe it. I'm hurt. Hurting in the hole.
No more heals for Alvina for a while.
I'll be apologizing to you, Gwent, with some carrots and sugar when you get
Oh,
back.
you're gonna get a massive roofie.
Avina's going to get contagion next time I can cast it.
Yeah, okay, remind me of your movement speed again.
45 feet base.
45. Cool. But Gwent, you find yourself be able to like quickly grab the edge. You would still have your spider climb on, but you are at like the 20-foot inside, or I guess like 15-foot inside technically, since you're on 5 foot away from the mirror. In this upward corridor, you can climb back down if you'd like. You still have the rest of your movement.
Well, back down is back towards the mirrored surface, isn't it?
No, it's not.
No. Mirror surface above you. It's effectively the roof.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
you'd be
I'm
climbing
gonna-
down out of the hole to go find a different hole.
I'm gonna be
That
perfectly
I will-
honest. I was 100% convinced it was like a liquid made to look like a mirror, and it was gonna be like some sort of weird viscous liquid.
Yeah, I
Didn't
thought it was
think it
gonna
was
be
gonna
like
do
a-
that.
I was thinking it's going to be like a mercury or something like that.
Yeah, like I played like Limbo and games like that where there's like water on the ceiling and you can like go up it, but it looks like a mirror from the base. I was 100% convinced it was like that. So sorry, but
I'm
You
going to
could do the
come
whole Marco Polo game, Alvina.
down out of the hole and just see if I can see where the traitorous elf has gone.
As you climb down, you don't see Alvina, but you do see a ranger kind of hanging from one of the metal handholds next to one of like the original holes. You can see a giant frog on an ice thing just underneath one getting ready to act. You can see a knight slowly making his way up, his face red, just panting, sweat down his brow.
see a cultist and alien about to impact on the floor.
You see a whole bunch of things going down in level 4. There's a bunch of people doing stuff in level 4, but no Alvina.
Would the ice have sealed up the hole from her sword strike quickly enough for it to have gone? Because I know it heals itself, but would it have gone fast enough? Because Gwent's like the same round.
I mean, the whole strike was on the one that Gwent's already in. You didn't really attack anything in the one you went up.
That was what I was meaning. Can he see the sword stroke in the wall he's in at the moment?
Oh yeah, you can
Trying
see
to
there's a
give
giant
yourself
sword
an
strike.
alibi.
It's an alibi, exactly. That's what I'm asking.
So she
Like,
tried to
she's
kill
gone this
me.
way. I'll find her in no time.
I'm going
But,
to move
what is
myself on to the
Gwent's-
next one.
Yeah, what is Gwent's intelligence check? Intelligence score.
Oh,
It's not bad, right?
not massive. It
12.
is
Ah,
12.
but it isn't
Yeah,
going
like
to-
12.
Ah, it's above
Um,
average.
You at least know Alvina, if they did survive, you don't see them falling corpse side anywhere, and the fact that there's a sword strike in the corridor probably suggests they at least slowed their fall a bit. Given you came from one and they're unlikely to go backwards, I would say there's probably 2 other viable options within reach, giving you a 50-50 chance to go down the same one as Alvina. So, roll me a d20, and let's see if it's above 10.
Come on, Gwen. I actually
DM
want you to
saying,
be
do you go
behind
left
me.
or do you
I
go right?
actively want you to be on the same one.
Yes!
Yes! That's
Oh,
what
yes.
Finally!
You pick one, and it happens to be the same one as Alvina. Remind me of your movement speed. Normal without dash.
Isn't it
80.
100.
There's a
80.
burn. There's a scorch mark on the handhold that Gwent sees and goes, "That's the way."
80. Well, with your spider climb and not needing to swing between stuff, you're able to easily catch up to Alvina.
Nice, Gwen.
Shout with expletives.
Where did you teleport
You
to?
get, like-
You just were gone.
Movement on them.
God, I got hamster balled. Question for you: did you strike with the sword to set me free, or to save yourself?
Give me a moment. To set you free. It didn't work. And I was also crawling.
Insider. I don't believe her.
But isn't your natural insight better than close to beating them?
Yeah. In fairness, my passive insight is 19. So
She wasn't deceiving. She was trying to figure out what she did because it was kind of instinct.
It was spur of the moment.
It was spur of the moment.
To be fair,
you
Al,
tried
know.
to save yourself, you git.
And you.
Did you hit the ball? I didn't feel the ball get hit.
I didn't know there was a ball, to be fair.
So how did you try and save me?
Trying to hit the wall. And I did.
Gwen, given that
It was a ball.
given that you have 80 to Alvina's 45, you have the option of moving 25 foot ahead of Alvina. Would you like to take it?
Leave her. Like
I
she left
will,
you.
but I will grab Alvina to put on my back.
Okay, so you'll move
Like,
Alvina up to 80 as well.
But like, hey, bowl of almond, extra eggs.
Yep. Extra carrot as well.
Fine, let's go.
Cool. I got this. Yeah, it's like, you know Alvina's...
Good negotiation.
You at least know Alvina's not a bad person, so would definitely have not done it if she thought it was actually dangerous to you.
Hold on. If it would have been, oh, I tried to save myself. Hey, yeah, absolutely, 100% acceptable answer.
This is what happens when you're lawful good.
It's not what you did, it's because you lied.
I'm just disappointed.
Honestly,
I'm not
fine.
angry.
I'm 100% fine with getting Gwen extra food. She was planning on it as an apology because she genuinely thought that was the correct way to go. So she felt kind of bad about it as well.
Right.
Go on, let's skip ahead. Let's see what. They're getting close, aren't they?
Yeah. And according to what
yeah.
Mr. Darkseid just said, level 7 is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I'm concerned about those crystals. I am very
Nothing to worry about, Alvina. It's all good.
Yeah, it's fine. Alrighty then. The rest are gonna do something. The ranger is gonna take some time, but I don't particularly care about them. The knight's gonna be moving up. I think we're getting towards the end stage. I only really care about
The ninja's on the top rung.
The ninja might be winning. The ninja might actually.
That's what I'm saying, the ninja's on the top rung.
Alvina, we return to you. You are on Gwen's back. Gwen has suddenly shown back up again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can I see ahead of us to the next floor?
Like 20 up. Yeah, we'll say you've just come round the bend, and you now just see like a hole in the ceiling 20 feet above you.
Can I get a view on anything in the next floor from...
You cannot from your angle.
Cool. Well, I think there's the next floor, Gwen. I am basically going to be holding an action waiting for something. I've got a feeling this floor is going to be like a teleport back to the start or something insane like that. That's exactly what I'd do. So...
Do not pass go. Do not collect £200.
She is prepping for some form of magic, basically.
If it's a teleport back to the start, Gwen's sitting down and just going, no. No.
And
You've actually got another like 40 episodes planned out of this.
Actually, yeah, she'll she'll have her sword out and she'll be waiting for something to like fly towards us. I'll go with. She'll take a swing at something that's gonna fly towards us.
I get the crystals, but I'm curious about the purple lines.
I am curious about that too. I'm wondering if that is like a path up, or if that is like smoke, or if that's pure magic. I have no idea. I don't know what to expect.
Yep, it's for the audience at home, the purple lines are just effect lines. They're magic. Don't worry, they're not physical objects.
Okay, I was genuinely curious.
Alrighty then. Fuck you. We return to you.
Okay,
The ranger has started climbing up one.
Bob, I don't know what that means. So
Would Frog have seen the one that Alvina and Gwen went through?
the last one you can recognize us, so maybe.
Probably not Alvina, because you were a little bit preoccupied, but you have had a turn of just kind of steadying on the rock, getting ready to jump. So you did notice Gwen just come out one and fucking zoom across the map and then go back up it. I mean, how does that not catch your eye?
Yeah.
The only problem with that is you don't know the end result.
Alvina hasn't come out yet. Like,
Yeah.
And neither is Gwen, which is the only person that Frog has seen.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna say like it's like semi across the map as well, just because they went like they went like 3 holes over.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you know, if you've got an intelligence of 2, you're like, okay,
Friend.
I trust Gwen's judgment. If he's gone down there, then it's fine.
Yeah, it was a 4th one, wasn't it? That was the fourth hole. So.
I mean,
Froggy
Froggy is just gonna.
Teleport, exit.
Yeah, Froggy is just gonna see Gwen and go, friend, and go after them.
I recognize you.
Yeah.
It'll take you
So-
some movement to kind of get over there horizontally.
I mean,
But we'll see you can get to the entrance.
yeah. So I mean, it would be dashing 40-foot movement as a frog.
Yeah. Also, go ahead and make me a quick like history or perception check of your choice, just to make sure that your frog intelligence remembers which one. Because as we all keep pointing out, apparently you're a frog with really low
Yeah.
intelligence.
Oh yeah.
You're a frog that has a 5 lower intelligence than Alvina.
Also, what's the frog's passive perception?
Passive perception is 10.
10. They also have a slight problem with their depth perception and may not quite remember which hole it was. May think it's a closer hole than it actually was.
I mean, do you want me to do both or just one?
History or perception, your choice, whatever the fog's better at.
I mean, the frog would be, yeah, frog would be better at perception because it's a 0 modifier.
It's a net neutral, but a -4.
What, history's a minus?
Yes, intelligent based.
Intelligent.
So 9.
No.
You definitely get to the hole that you definitely think Gwent went up. Yep.
Yep.
It wasn't the 50-50 other hole, but for no particular reason, roll me a d20.
Yeah.
Just for the lols.
1. Yeah, 2 actually. You haven't seen 2.
20.
16.
16.
Lava. I'm
Ooh.
expecting one of them to be lava. So,
It's this nice ice cold pool.
it's just one.
Yeah.
It's lemonade.
funny.
Froggy has no problem getting through.
you get to the base of the one that you're about to go up, and you get ready to go up. I believe that exhausts most of your in it next round,
Okay, no worries.
as you start like getting ready to go up it effectively. All right, Gwent. You ready to dash the final 20 up to level 7?
Yeah, why not?
All right, you get up to level 7, and as you climb out of the hole, I'm going to need you and Alvina to give me a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Alvina should pass this, I don't know about Gwen.
Yep, checks out.
I didn't think it'd be that
Oh,
low.
it's a low one for me.
As you get up here,
Or a 9,
Gwen,
yeah.
your legs just give out from the sudden, intense influx of gravity.
Plus all that running he's just done.
Yeah,
You
grab
are
this.
collapsed to the ground and are now considered prone.
I'm assuming I am
Oh.
as well.
Alvina, your legs wobble, and you two fall to your knees, just unable to get the full up against this gravity. You're doing much better than Gwen. Gwen is just sprawled across the ground now, like face planted onto the ground, barely able to move. You were at least down on your knees, still considered prone and half movement, but doing far better than Gwent is, and are still able to somewhat move, if very slowly.
This is how it was always going to end. I knew this.
He's gonna be
So
straight.
close. Yet so far away. Alvin was like, Gwen, are you still
yes.
alive?
He's like, Gwen, you're alright. She's gritting
Gwent,
it.
your score is so low, I'm just going to assume your speed is reduced to 0 against this gravity.
Even half movement, Gwen can move at 40. So.
Make it at least 10 feet.
No, I'm just going to assume that if you don't, like, pass the save by at least, like, or if you fail it by more than, like, 10, which you have definitely failed by more than 10, you just 0 movement.
We're doing Pathfinder rules, and that's a critical failure on the strength save.
But with that, Ranger and stuff are doing other things. I don't really care about the rest of these guys now. I only care about the ninja, so let's go ahead to Alvin.
That was rather harsh.
I don't even get to do anything.
Okay, you can still...
Stephen, that's it.
Alright, fair enough.
Sorry, Gwen, you're
Brutal.
I forget you still have an action. Gwent, you still have an action. You just can't move. Your speed is reduced to 0.
Okay, I'm going to cast Full Strength on myself, so next time, hopefully, I can do something.
That's fair enough. I forgot you had that action yet.
Is that a concentration? So
It is, but it might
It
not
is,
be
but I-
concentration break.
Yeah, I don't think I need to climb anymore, because I'm just being squashed.
Is the tube ahead of us like a flat cylinder?
A pure, smooth metal cylinder, 100 feet high.
Yep.
With 0 crevices or blemishes in the smooth cylinder. About 10 foot wide.
I was about to ask, how wide is it? Okay, I've got an idea.
It's like,
So,
you know, it's like a slightly thicker telephone pole.
a significantly thicker telephone pole.
It's only 10 foot
Significantly
like,
taller one
diameter.
as well.
Yeah, but a telephone pole's like a foot in diameter.
It's like 2 persons' hand breadth. Pretty sure like a telephone pole's like a good 3 foot diameter.
It's really not. They're really small.
no.
Are they really small?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Like
they're
if you,
not.
I don't think you can hug them.
I have done before.
Telephone poles, yeah.
I can
Yeah.
put one arm fully
Oh.
around it.
If you're talking about a
Telephone pole's like
pylon, then
feet
yeah, okay. But a
Pylon, maybe?
telephone pole, wooden one? No.
Yeah, like maybe a pylon you're thinking of?
Maybe.
Or are
That's
you
a good-
talking about the wooden telephone poles?
Like I'll be honest, you guys. I'm just thinking of the pole from Mulan. That's all I'm thinking of. This is a Mulan situation right here.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming. He was like, okay. Alright. Alvina's gonna do something to try and bust through the gravity slowing her down.
Reverse gravity.
No. She's gonna...
Try
She is going to, in addition to using her normal rage, she's going to also like use the power of the hammer and explosive rage at the same time. So I'm double raging,
Okay.
hoping to. Can
This
I
could
move
get
at
interesting.
normal speed for the turn since I'm literally doubling rage?
I'll allow it.
Okay, it's only for a round, basically each one. So how
And
far
there'll
is
be
the
no
total?
consequences.
It is 50 foot into the level. Assuming you guys came up, let's say you came up 10 foot from the side, so I'll say 40 foot away from you.
Okay, so she's gonna get to it, and I don't know why it says I've got 80 health. I don't have 80 health, by the way. Just so
Oh,
you know. I've got
No, that's your height.
Okay.
It needs to be reset because you got to the next level.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been tracking all your guys' height based on your characters.
I just clicked it and went, I don't know what that is. I am gonna take something out of my bag. I'm gonna take my sleeping bag out of the bag and just like sweep it around and just grab it with both hands. And,
But
like,
before you do that, as you're making your way towards the pole, you're like 5 feet away from the pole. Do you have any sort of warning or anything that prevents a surprise attack?
Anything
from
of
you?
warning.
Yes, I do actually. My
Perfect.
sword is the sword counts as a sword of warning.
Then this person does not gain advantage.
This person.
Then it,
Yeah. This person.
It's the gnome still rising. So
Yeah, it's this 20 foot that he was going up. I think there was an
Okay.
extra 0 on
A
there.
21 to hit, although you haven't reckless, you just raged. A 21 to hit.
yeah, it hits.
Let's see. Okay, so they will not get their critical for this. That's fine,
Assassination.
but they will still get their
Sneak attack, I'm assuming.
poison.
Ooh.
So 4 piercing damage? Yeah, 4 piercing damage.
2 piercing damage.
And advance on 2 piercing damage.
I'm also not going to give them their sneak attack because they didn't get a surprise on you.
Okay, that's fair.
And
No.
I don't really want the ninja to be a swashbuckler. I just want them to be a slightly more dexterous assassin.
Yeah, it's fair.
So, but I do need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, I don't think explosive rage gives me advantage on con. I just need to check it. I don't think it does. I just need to check it. Can I know normal rage?
Apparently, you still take half of this, even on a save. Okay.
Yeah, not surprising. Poison tends to be like that. Yeah, nothing special there. So yeah, card save.
There I do.
30 poison damage.
Definitely. That's
Ooh.
taking that 30.
So you take 30 poison damage, and you are considered poisoned.
Actually,
Yeah, you gonna do anything?
yeah, I'd say that is worth it because it is a poison. I will destiny it with my
Yeah,
destiny.
go for it.
I think that's worth it.
Wait, what? You have a destiny?
I
Yeah,
have,
we've just started the
I
session. I still
I
failed.
threw mines at him because I wanted him to keep it for things like this.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I think I assume 16 still fails.
Nope. DC 15.
Oh, nice! Yay! I
To
did
be
15.
fair, I made all these guys like no more powerful than tier 2.
Ah, gotcha.
So he's not that powerful a ninja. Like he's still decent. But that's
Yeah.
mostly because he got a good poison. Okay, for a second, you feel as if your foot begins to slip through level 7 before you shake off the effect of the poison, and kind of your foot bobs back up and begins to become solid again. But for a moment, you get a dire premonition of what might have happened had this poison, which seems to have a red sheen to it and has a very similar metallic copper smell on it, might have done to you.
Oh, you bastard. I know
Red or
where the knife stabbed me,
purplish?
don't I? So I know the rough position of the guy who just stabbed me.
Yeah, we're gonna say since well he shows up. He only has invisibility on, so as he attacks you, he reappears.
You
And-
bust.
And you know what? He does actually get apparently 2 attacks. So since he's
Oh,
not getting
God.
advantage anyway.
He's not a good to know.
Now he's a cheeky bastard.
No, he is technically a shinobi,
Yeah, okay.
which means he just gets two attacks.
It's like a mix of the Shadow Monk and Assassin stat blocks, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, makes sense. He's got the monk things. He can hit again.
So 24 to hit.
Still hits. I'm assuming he doesn't have poison though, at least. In this one.
I don't know,
Poison
man. I'm
blade.
assuming he's using 2 daggers, and he just like applies the poison every time he
Oh
uses them.
shit!
Like it's just a part of his stat block, so
Oh shit!
it doesn't say once per turn or anything. So I'm gonna need
Yeah,
another
take
con
it down
check.
to 3.
So 3 piercing, half to 3, and another Constitution saving throw DC 15 to not become or to not start falling through the level.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest, guys. If I fail this, can I please get another Destiny thrown at me?
Yeah, fuck you.
19. I'm good.
We'll see.
19. Similar again, you feel your foot kind of the other one this time begin becoming a little bit ethereal before you push through it, and just you push through the poison effect. And oh, I still need to actually roll
Yeah, I need to
for
get
the
poison.
damage because this might alone might slowly make you unconscious. Another
50.
30, half to 15. And as you do that, the shinobi is going to use his bonus action for a smoke bomb.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
absolutely fine because I'm planning on doing something. Can I do this? Because this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not planning on attacking him.
Yeah, what do you do?
I'm gonna hit him with the full gravity well from my singularity slash. I'm just hitting the area. Wham!
The area that he just happens to be in.
Can he get outside if I think it's 90 feet?
I mean, technically he can go an angle to you, which is the important part. But let's assume he's still in the smoky area because he has to actually go invisible in there. But it's a pretty big area, like it's a 20 by 20 foot radius.
It's a 90-foot cone. So I think it
Yeah.
hits the edge of the level.
If it's a cone, he could be struggling with that angle.
Nah, it's fine. He's probably not going to be close to you, and he also doesn't know about the cone effect. So I'm just going to
Yeah.
assume that you just kind of like take a step back and aim entirely at the smoke area.
Yeah.
Um,
And laugh at him now. Ha 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 ha! Take that,
save.
you
Let's
cheeky bastard.
He gets a +2 apparently. That is a 15. He fails.
He is flattened to the ground. Takes 43 shots.
He
Huh,
takes
that
what?
doesn't kill him. Interesting.
Does it do anything because we're in a gravity effect? Do we get any bonus for that?
He's
I'm
not
actually
moving.
asking you, because I might. You never know. It's gravity magic with gravity magic.
Let's see. It's
Would that not
technically a
cancel it out?
effect.
No.
Not unless you were doing the inverse.
Yeah, I'm not doing a
If
reverse.
anything, it would just double it down.
Yeah, that's well.
He's definitely not moving for a couple rounds.
Yeah, you know what?
He's phasing through the level.
I'm just gonna say you get like double damage in a gravity well because it's
Yay.
doubling the effect. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm fine with this for future gravity episodes.
Yeah, I think it's cool, like adding gravity on top of gravity, and like you did
Um,
halve it in an anti-gravity zone, right? That just makes sense.
Just remember,
Well,
it works both
yeah.
ways.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
But given that he only has 4 hit points left now, I'm just gonna see if he fucking even stays conscious at this point. That's a con save.
Strength save.
Or he failed the strength save.
Oh, okay.
But 14. He's
Okay.
still semi-conscious, but he is just gonna be out for now.
I've actually got to check something. One moment. No, it's on hit. Yeah, it's on attacks. I was literally checking. Wait a minute. Does actually explosive rage count for all damage I deal, or not? No, it doesn't. It's only on attacks. Okay.
But yes,
He's, like,
Ninja
winded
just
at the
completely
moment.
out of
What the
it. Just the even the smoke cloud gets like pushed down to the ground, and you
It
just
gets
see the ninja
dispersed.
there, just like lying, effectively unconscious, amongst like the very pressed smoke.
It's just that moment.
Hey, it's the K from the start.
It's the guy. It's the ninja.
Oh, so the sand didn't kill you on level 1.
Yeah, and for the end of it, I'll basically just get the rest of the distance to it, but I'm not taking the thing out because I'm assuming that would basically be my action. So I moved the last like 5 feet.
But at the end of your turn, go ahead and give me a strength save.
Yes. Oh. Strength save. 25.
Well, I guess technically you should be able to start up your turn. No, well, this will count for the next turn. Fuck you.
Did I pass, by the way?
Oh yeah, you passed.
No.
I don't actually. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, that technically matters. On the next turn, you've passed and you have your full movement.
Okay.
The gravity well's high, but not like
You're
25
very worried,
feet high.
I was
you're very
like,
worried
it's
if that
worth a
didn't
check.
pass.
It's worth a check.
Right. So fuck you, still a frog at this point. He's probably gonna drop the frog form, looking at these tunnels.
Tubes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, if you turn into a bird, this could be horrifying.
I'm not gonna turn into a bird.
I was just meaning it, like, because I thought was, oh, you could turn into like a bird and just fly up and be fine. Oh, wait a minute, there's a gravity well.
Blat.
No. Fuck you's gonna turn into a spider.
Ooh, neat.
Oh,
He's gonna turn into a giant spider.
Yeah.
Still the same intelligence mod. 2.
Yeah, it's an arthropod. Arthropods also
Yeah,
not
but
known for their high
you-
intelligence.
Yeah.
helpful.
But before he did, before he turns himself into a polymorph, is fuck you able to recognize this isn't the hole that went down?
Give me another history or perception check.
As fuck you.
actually is fuck you this time.
Yeah. History of perception.
Because this could change things now.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because the DM knows what's up this hole.
11.
Ooh.
11. It's at least a
Something like
positive
this
result.
and that.
No, it's fine. It passes. It's above 10. It wasn't a particularly hard check since you had 2 options to choose from.
Mhm.
But you recognize that this is actually the second option, and they went up the one just slightly further along.
Right.
This
So,
is not
yeah.
the hole I was looking for.
Yeah. So fuck you, run over to the other hole, polymorph, and then start moving through that.
All right. What's your speed as a spider?
Spider speed is 30 foot.
30 foot.
And
you
climb-
can't dash because
and-
you polymorphed,
And
but
it's
let's
a
put you
climb
30.
of 30 as well.
Cool. Then you get 30 through the level, and since you've gotten the nat 20, you found the hole that has nothing level. You eventually get to the end. For
I was just saying cool.
for those interested, the DM was laughing because you rolled the for liquid nitrogen level. If you're immune to cold damage, it does nothing to you.
Yeah.
Swim through.
You literally
So-
did get the icy bath.
Yeah.
Yep, you got the icy bath one, and then you were like, "I'm gonna turn out of the frog," and I found that hilarious.
Yeah.
I just wanted you all to know.
Just goes through as the frog. Like,
How
I
much
was
cold
right.
damage would it have been? How much cold damage would it have been?
I just modeled it off lava, but cold, so it does like 50 cold damage per
Yeah.
round.
Mhm.
oh, just 50 cold
Yeah,
damage.
just 50, you step in at 50 cold damage, boom.
So I was right. The frog could have just literally swam through that.
Yeah.
bit.
You would have probably forgotten about the race then, though. Is the downside?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
just like the chance that if Fukio had failed that save, they would have gone up the level that required cold resistance as a spider,
Yeah.
or
Spiders
required cold immunity as a spider.
They would have just done that casual backstroke you see in cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Ninja's been just like fucking defeated.
Obliterated.
Tried so well, but just wasn't in it for them.
Stabbed the
Tried so
barbarian.
hard, but got so
So now I
far.
mostly need to care about if the party wins before the knight or the ranger is able to catch up. So Gwent, go ahead and give me the strength check at the
Come
start
on,
of your turn,
Come on, Gwen. You got advantage.
or strength save at the start of your turn.
19?
Oh, 19.
That's I think a half, right?
19. 19 doesn't fully succeed, but you are able to move at half speed.
You can move now. You can stand up, Gwen.
That's okay. That's 40 foot. I'm good.
You're almost at the pylon. You're 45 feet away.
Oh, then I'm going to dash.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bonus
that-
action, dash.
You're going
And
at
then
your
I'll
normal full speed.
Action, I will cast Spider Climb again, and I'll try and walk up the pole.
Nice.
Yeah, it works. This level's only designed to stop flying, and if you succeed on your strength saves.
Mhm.
So you start walking up the pole. How much
Okay.
movement you got left?
I dash,
not
so
much
just
if you dash.
160 down to 80, so 35 foot up the pole.
35
Nice.
foot up the pole is now a race between Gwent and Alvina. And just being knocked out.
Ooh.
Hilariously, if I I think Gwent's got it unless he actively really fails it.
I
So I can
am
get
going
within
to...
10 feet. I can get within 10 feet of it.
Are you
I'm reaching out for
suggesting that
Alvina on
Gwen
the
might
way.
Throw this?
Oh, cheers, bro.
I'm pulling Alvina up with me.
Yeah.
Ooh. Now you do remember, yeah, you're barely struggling to keep on your feet now. I'm gonna say this will give you disadvantage on strength checks if you're carrying another person's weight.
That's okay. I was never going to win anyway.
All right. Then you drag Alvina up 35 feet.
Fair enough.
It's appreciated, Gwen.
If we move to, because I only think I care about you three now. The ranger and knight aren't able to catch up. You guys are actually able to get up the pole.
As you
So
go to
Gwen,
Gwen, it's like, I'll let you
Able to
say
move
Gwen.
another 60. Puts Fukio at 90. You're nearly at the exit.
I
We
think-
move back to Alvina.
And the gnome just phases through
Yeah.
every level.
I think at the commentary box she would have went, "Ow, that was a bit harsh."
Just like stabs Alvina twice. Alvina's eyes flare red, sword raised. Boom!
For note, the audience is losing their fucking mind, and the ninja just showing up as a plot twist, and then suddenly getting decimated as a plot twist.
Oh, the ninja's there.
Oh,
What?
it's at the end! Stab, stab, boom!
They're now all
Again, I forget.
they are all now all rearing to see who wins between Alvina and Gwent, while also being simultaneously confused of are they actually competing against each other. I don't know if we're like there can only be one victor.
I want to know
Will there be a-
Darkseid's reaction seeing all his money's on Gwen. You know, just before Gwen decided to take Alvina.
Gwen, if I
But
manage
I
to
don't
win...
know that yet.
Yeah, I go to Gwen. If I manage to win it, we want to split the money. So that's a fair one.
Sure, as long as your picture's in the papers, mine's not, it's fine.
Go.
Go ahead and give me a strength check at the start of your turn.
You said I already passed it.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you have full movement, but you're also currently being carried by Gwent, so your movement is unable to move with Gwent,
You
and you
have
must
no
find another way
movement.
up if you're moving by yourself.
Yeah. If I do that thing with the blanket, basically like full on Mulaning this up, what would it do to my movement?
I'm going to assume it halves it like a climbing speed, because it requires climbing speed.
Fair.
You talking about how proper,
and
like,
More importantly,
your
do you
telephone
actually
technicians
want to
do
move
it.
on yourself, or should I just make Gwent roll a strength save right now to see if they're able to keep going? And just have them carry you up.
Actually, it is an interesting one. Because I would be very happy if basically Gwent's spider climb would be usable, but I don't have a destiny point, annoyingly. I was like, can I equip Gwent to have a spider climb?
No, but we can effectively, since there's no NPCs, come out of initiative order and just make this a skill challenge. Because that's all you guys will be moving simultaneously for these sort of events. So Gwent, go ahead and give me a strength save to see if you're even able to keep going.
It's my one. Could I basically get underneath Gwent and just lift them up? Oh, never mind. I was about to say, can I go underneath Gwent and lift them up so that basically
Taking
I'm
some
doing
of
the
the weight
strength
off.
check? I'm doing the strength check, and we're using Gwent's feet to actually stick to it. So I'm using Gwent as
I
a
don't think you
climbing
need to
frame.
now.
He makes it.
Gwent as like a backpack or
That's
just
literally-
using her feet.
I can't carry the ring, but I can. That is not
I
a
can't
skill.
carry you.
You know what I was gonna-
Gwent's adrenaline's rushing now.
Yeah, Gwent, you have full access to your speed again. But while you're charging up there, let's go move over to Fukyu as they're just about to pop out of the hole to see all this. Fukyu, give me a strength save as you come out of the hole.
As a spider, which is
As a spider or not, your choice. If you can come out of spider form just as you come up.
It's got
I mean-
better strength than you. So
Yeah, yeah, fuck you's happy to stay in spider form. So it's a +2 to this.
yeah, you got like strength 14, 15.
Yeah.
Spiders. They're not bad.
See how Fukyu does.
So 15.
Probably halves it.
If it's +2 to that,
Yeah.
then yeah, you got 15.
15, yeah, you're able to get up, but again, it's very heavy weight and it pulls you down, and you're effectively having to like crawl at half speed while prone. But you are still able to move. It wasn't bad enough to do Gwent. But
Fuck, he's like,
you were
"This
10 feet
isn't
from the
bad
surface. You get
fucking
10 feet
level."
up. You have 20-foot movement, half to 10. You can start crawling across. How big a spider are you, by the way?
It's large, yeah.
Okay, so the audience are able to see just a spider crawling out of this hole and like skitter crawling across the ground.
Mhm.
It's like
Slow-mo spider walk.
Gwent was at 35, but as we return to Gwent to do their full movement up, given that it's only 65 feet above you to the victory line and you have your full movement and can dash, I'm just going to assume you get there this round.
and push Alvina in
I'm
front of
grabbing
you.
out of me.
Yep.
Like reach out for
He's
it.
gonna
grabs
push
it.
Alvina at the top.
Like, thank you, Gwen. High five.
Yeah, as you are reaching up to this golden star hovering there,
Technically, Gwen would have got there first.
Gwent would have got there first, but you have to touch the star, so I'm assuming they can coordinate so that Alvina touches it. Normally people are fighting at this point, but they're not fighting. They're
Gwen
cooperating.
just elbows Alvin on the face.
But as
Listen.
you are reaching up, we are going to enter slow-mo time as meta-wise. As we go around each of the party members, having watched this great spectacle up 7 levels over like 5 sessions or something. Well, 4 sessions.
Would have been 5, but we took a week off.
Would have been 5. Sure, we'd have finished last week then, so it's still week 4. Having watched all these people fail, having learned a lot of information from Darkside, and just seeing all that's gone on in this tournament. First of all, Alvina, how are you feeling as you are reaching towards the star?
Honestly, she's feeling like that was one hell of a fun, test. This is exactly like the challenge she wanted. It was great. She's feeling real great with Gwen. Honestly, we actually teamworked our way through a lot of this significantly
Brendan
well.
Fraser in Bedazzled as the basketball player.
I don't know what that means. I haven't seen that
Not
movie.
Have you not seen Bedazzled?
No.
Oh,
I didn't even
but
know
okay,
what that
fair
movie
enough.
was. I've never heard of Bedazzled before.
it was a it was a film with Brendan Fraser and Liz Hurley.
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
Liz Hurley was the devil.
Yeah.
Fair. But yeah, she feels absolutely pumped, and yeah, there's gonna be one hell of a feast after this.
As we move to Gwent, as you are lifting Alvina up to victory, you too have managed to survive all of this. It was a little touch or miss. Luckily, you just had the right banishment spell to get out of the precarious situation you found yourself in. How is Gwent feeling, knowing that they are technically going to win, but without actually winning and having to show up in the papers?
Just the stomach rumbles of thinking, soon ramen, a massive bowl.
Yeah.
And maybe I can get
With
Alvina
them-
to grab the owlbear and move it outside of my door. Maybe we can do this. I can parlay this into getting freedom from my door.
I'll get to that eventually.
Eventually. As we move to Fukyu as a spider with a spider's mind, what's a spider thinking at this moment?
Probably
ramen.
thinking. Yeah, probably thinking. Where's food?
Hungry.
Just hungry. As we go to Zormir, it's been an interesting display of athleticism, but I'm feeling you prefer being up here in the political talk box. How are you feeling watching your party members take another sweeping victory yet again?
I see that maybe they could learn a bit from this and maybe cooperate a bit more and maybe win things a bit
We do
easier.
win things and cooperate.
No,
Are
I'm
you
meaning,
worried about
I'm
the fact
meaning
that
other competitors. I was like, to see how victory was teamwork.
Also, do bear in mind, Zombie, most of the other characters that did teamwork are now falling to unconsciousness because of the.
Yeah, but you know how they're flying to unconsciousness?
Our
And
teamwork.
possibly death?
They're falling together.
Through a lightning field and a blizzard into basically concrete.
And they all survived
Yeah,
because
but it was our party that made that
NXT
happen.
ready.
the point you're watching the crowd roaring and cheering for your party members. I assume you're looking forward to the Battle of the Bands the next day. But how are you feeling as you watch your party members take this victory?
Proud of my party members. Thinking Gwent should have taken it rather than letting Alvina win. Kind of having that moment of, oh god, I've got to follow this tomorrow.
Also, how are you feeling in general?
Oh, very, very full. Having that moment of,
Very
oh
bloated.
god, Alvina's in a good mood. That means there's going to be food.
Celebration
Oh, no.
food!
Like, oh no, no more food.
Stop yourself. And I'll be
And last but not least, Lugrim. Lugrim, you got disqualified. You put up a good show. But hey, there was a bunch of free food here, and now you're watching your 3 party members presumably take the 3 top spots unless Fukyu struggles to make it up the pole. How are you feeling?
First of all, I would say now I'm glad that like I did inadvertently get disqualified because I honestly don't think I could have made it all the way there. But that is very like Gwen to do such a thing. Let Alvina rather than take the glory themselves. So good sportsmanship on his behalf.
Alvina, as your hands brush the star, it appears to be not quite as solid as you expected. It's a little bit solid. Your hand kind of finds resistance, but it almost appears to be a kind of jelly-like solid giant glowing star. Almost like you're grabbing onto a giant jelly baby.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Nom 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 nom.
And as you grab it and the arena roars in victory, a white light or a golden warm light begins to emanate from the star as it begins to wash over and fill the arena. For the rest of the party members up in the viewing box, you see this golden radiant light explode from the star, expanding out in an aura, washing over the arena. As
Don't go
Alvina,
to the light.
time really does slow down for you. The roar of the audience becomes nothing but a slow rhythm hum in the background. As before you, as you stand on the top, there's a little flat podium on the top of this 10 by 10 platform, enough for you to easily stand there. The light begins to coalesce into a solid image in front of you. About eye level with you, a small hand-sized ball of light at first, kind of just consolidating into a more solid white, or off-white with a slight golden hint to it, ball of light. What is the first image that occurs to Alvina when they think of victory?
Victory. It would be.
Noah, I thought your answer would be.
I'd say. My immediate instinct would probably be. Like, basically, this is the kind of thing I'm thinking of. Imagine like a wood elf version of what like a Valkyrie would be. Like, probably a bit more Fey looking, but like, you know, like a Norse mythology style Valkyrie, but like much more Fey-esque. Probably would be it. Like, there's probably some like idol she had when she was little that was like storybook heroine kind of thing. It'd be like that.
Well, she would give that a kiss and hold it up.
And there was me
You know,
thinking
like
victory feast.
athletes in the Olympics do with their medals.
No, it'd probably be like a more like Sylvan Valkyrie kind of thing.
As this ball begins to grow in size, it seems to take on a humanoid proportions that slowly begins to expand larger and larger as you can feel almost a flow of ethereal light coming from you, kind of wisping out of your pores towards the light, almost being absorbed, drained, drank by the light as it begins to grow bigger and bigger, going from a medium humanoid shape into a much larger silhouette. As Gwent, what comes to your mind when you think of the term victory?
Oh,
Being alive.
Safety.
open skies, nobody around, like a landscape of peace.
Ah, it's a good one.
Just
I can
wide
imagine that.
open.
I get that. Yeah. You can do anything you want, like proper freedom style. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that a lot.
Nobody is around. Absolute freedom.
I like that.
Yeah. All right. As the light
Attention.
begins to grow, and suddenly you begin to see vibrant greens mix throughout the white image as it begins to take on a elven form with bright white, gold, and green armor decorating their body with massive, what appears to be white but with a slight lime green hint to the wings. Fuck you. What does fuck you the actual character, not the spider?
Actual fuck you, not spider foo.
Yeah. Think of when they think about victory personified.
Gold.
That actually makes sense, yeah, to be honest.
Mhm.
The reward, basically, is what fuck you thinks of. Yeah, I get that.
All right. As they begin to grow larger into this into this huge form, as suddenly you begin to see light from the audience begin to pour in to this creature. As time is still going relatively slow here, as this all seems to be happening in the blink of an eye. But as the audience members, light also gets pulled in, just making the image bigger and bigger. Zormir, The Point, and Lou, what are your ideas when you think of victory?
For me, it'd be the rest that comes afterwards, knowing that the rest and contentment that comes afterwards.
It'd be a platinum record for you.
It's the feeling of accomplishment is the point, basically. I like
Yeah,
that.
the kind of knowing, okay, I did it, I'm there. I
I'll
can
see if
now stop.
There's a gif that I'm imagining. Oh, one moment. I don't know what the gift is. Oh, wait, there it is. I'm imagining this personified.
Yeah.
That personified is a feeling, is what the point feels. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But with a bigger
And-
smile.
Lou Grim, what do you think of?
Calamari.
Do you mean victory in general, regardless what it was for? Or
You just think of
for
the idea of
this?
victory personified.
It would just be so your typical, like, yes, I won. I won on my own merit.
The cheering, basically.
The roar of the crowd.
Yeah. And Zormir?
Possibly doing like that jump up with your legs going behind you.
I know, the punch the air one. That punch the air jump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you flick your legs back.
hmm
Yeah, Lou would probably do that.
I think mine is similar to the points. The feeling of accomplishment of completing something.
All right. As the time begins to speed back up and the creature before you, the entity before you, takes on form, their visions shifting as their wings turn to pristine white. Their armor, once metallic and gold, turns to a deep emerald green across their body. Their ears turn into that of a half-elf, as their face with their slender, pale skin begins decorated with golden war paint. and you all feel an aura emanate from this creature as each and every person gazing upon them feel their emotions, their sense of victory almost solidified as a calm washes over all of you in that feeling of you have this. Not excitement, not overwhelming, not anything strong or volatile, but a very calm self-assurance that no matter what is thrown at you, you can overcome it. You can think your way out. You can fight your way out. There is almost a sense of absoluteness to the emotion you feel upon gazing in this creature's presence, that there is nothing that you can stop you. It is just destiny.
Okay.
As time fully returns
we're
to
Sith.
normal and a silence washes through the audience as everyone stares at this colossal floating angelic half-elf.
Did I make a god? What the heck?
Is this normal?
Possibly.
Is this what's supposed
turn
to happen?
dark side here. Is this supposed
Was
to happen?
that supposed to happen, Darkseid?
No, I can say in all my years, this has never occurred.
Okay.
Then what
Did I
should have
just summon the
happened
goddess of
when
victory?
somebody...
Is this what? Oh god. I hope that's not one of our pillars.
I don't know, but the fact they have angelic wing does not feel right to me. As suddenly, like, 3 shadows step out to the right of Darkseid, kneel down before him. Make sure we're on high alert, and I want every security precaution in place within the second. All 3 shadows nod to him, step back, and are gone in the blink of an eye. But let's see how this plays out, shall we?
Mhm.
You were saying about. We were talking about the pillars earlier.
It might not be a pillar.
Yeah, this
Let's
might
see what
be a
the,
celestial.
let's see what the Valkyrie thing says. Venus apparently created.
As
Let's see.
the Valkyrie
So
opens
this
their lips.
is not what usually happens when somebody wins this competition.
Nope.
No, normally the gold star just flashes, and there's a little doot noise.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
we've grown-
nobody else
Okay,
appears.
so let's find out what the Valkyrie says.
But
So
as
can
the
you-
Valkyrie
Do
glances
you have
around,
any idea what this could be?
Can you
the
get us to them?
Valkyrie's words come out in almost this melodious self-assuredness. There's a slight hint of a deepness there of steel forged and unbreakable. What is thy name?
Well, no one's actually told Alvina that this isn't normal, so she'll
Yeah.
just go, Alvina Eleanor.
And what is my name?
God.
My brain
What,
actually.
you don't know your name?
My brain immediately
I
went
thought
to
I was
one.
stupid.
Now my brain immediately went to one thing.
Yep.
And literally just was Destiny. That was genuinely the name before you
Oh,
even
no.
said it. So I just Destiny?
Oh,
Destiny. Yes, there is weight in the
No.
minds of the immortals. It fuels me. Destiny will be a good name.
I'm guessing we can hear this from our box.
You and everyone else in this Coliseum.
Oh shit! Did we just make a pillar in real life?
She then takes a deep breath, and
no,
you can feel
we never.
and see more of this white wisp particles emanating from the audience. You can see that the audience is starting to get a little panicky. There's some fidgeting, some whispering now as the silence seems to have been broken.
What do you mean we didn't? It came from.
Alvina did! I think he's losing.
We were not taking part in this. It seems Alvina has somehow manifested this or
Alvina made a
summoned it
god! Alvina made a god!
as inadvertently as it may have been.
Zormir,
It seems she still did it.
Zormir, do you
Yes.
have any silver chains on you at the moment?
No, Alvina's got all the silver chains.
So
Oh,
I
fuck
believe
you.
Alvina's got all the silver chains.
One of the two in there.
Lou, just
I
sit
don't have
down
any
for a
silver
moment,
chains.
just in case. We might need to get you out of here.
Yeah, I've just realised Gwent's probably noticing all the people like starting to freak out in the crowd. Alvina is fully concentrating on Destiny right now. She has oblivious to everyone else because she's convinced, like, well, this is obviously what happens.
The point is trying to work out.
Yes, Gwent's escaping!
Dark side, if you got any chains, could you just stick one on, Lou?
I've,
Just check.
I've also
Yeah, Darkseid glances between you and Lou, trying to figure out if you're joking or not. Like slowly raising his hands to get the request in place.
If nothing happens, we can take them off. But I'd like to check.
If
Did
it'll
we-
make you feel better, then okay, put the chains on.
I also have a question for the GM. Did we see the energy being drawn from everyone, including ourselves?
Yes.
Or
It seems that this creature has been summoned by the collective angst for victory.
Yep.
I'm not saying. I'm saying that the energies came from everyone, not just
Us.
us in general. I
party.
mean, the collective people here. That energy was drawn from everyone. If you were paying attention.
Wait, is this a Stadium of Lou's cult? Is that where we are?
No.
No.
The
Don't worry,
cult
don't worry.
games.
But
You're
yes,
actually climbing down, by the way, Gwent, because Alvina won't have noticed, I guarantee, at the moment.
Just like
That's
a good 5 foot back, like what cha 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 cha.
A good
Yes.
5 foot back?
He's 5 foot
Oh.
off the ledge. It's a 10-foot platform, so he's just like gone a little bit off the edge and started to
I
climb
thought
down.
it'd be like on level 6.
It might not be bad.
well, there's the thing. I don't know if running away is going to cause them to attack instantly. So it's like, well,
yeah, you know a thing. You know, spirits
Yeah,
of
okay, they may
victory.
get an attack of opportunity.
You know,
so-
spirits of victory are
Yeah.
very forgiving of cowardice, aren't they? So,
Yeah.
okay,
Look, I mean you
Oh,
no harm.
we don't know that. We don't know what she's here for yet.
No, that's what Gwen's saying to this person, Destiny. It's like, I mean you no harm. I'm backing away slowly.
Okay,
I understand what you're going for. Point. Let's test the theory and make sure that you're
You're
indeed.
immediately wrapping up.
Yeah.
We don't know who this person is yet, besides what I've made his name them. Let them talk. Damn it.
It's like,
yeah, Destiny's just glancing around, taking in her surroundings.
It's more. I know where Ali's going with this. For
Oh, I 100% do as well.
yeah.
yeah. So we will go along with the wrapping blue and change to make sure if it's not a psionic.
Mm, not a sonic thing.
Manifestation.
Lou
Yeah.
would also ask everybody in the room, more specifically Zormir and the Point,
Yes.
what is my motive operandi for making this
It's
winged creature?
It's not you. It might be
it's
controlled
not
through
you.
is what
It's
they're thinking.
control.
Control
We're
might be
make-
doing it through you. You're a conduit. You're basically
Yeah.
a camera that you can see through, is what they're thinking.
We're
So-
proving a theory of if the pillars are truly actually things that exist, or it's not a manifestation through you to, you know who.
I
Again,
know one pillar exists, and that's Morph. So
This could be another one.
again, if we
it
put
is
chains on you and
possible,
nothing
and
happens,
I am
It's
straight
followed.
off.
It's followed the exact same MO as all the other pillars so far. It's probably a pillar.
Mm,
I'm willing to go through this charade of you putting me in these chains.
Not a
'cause
charade. It's
I know I'm
merely a
innocent,
precaution.
Yes, and I accept that, as I say.
Then
Yeah,
stop
we will take
being
them
so
off the
fussy
throne.
about it.
We're sure nothing's going to happen.
Cool. Albina is just
And nothing
eyes locked.
will happen from me.
Albina's eyes are just locked on Destiny. As I said, she doesn't know this isn't supposed to happen.
Dark-
It's like,
All
oh,
right.
they've got a Valkyrie here. Nice. It's just like what I imagined as a spirit of victory. Nice. I'm smarter than I thought I was.
If you
That's
please,
a first.
Darkseid.
Oh, sorry, what was that, Bob?
He goes, if you please, Darkseid.
Get
We
them.
don't have any on us right now.
Yeah,
Could
the
you provide-
person who has them is over there in front of the angel.
Yeah, he nods, raises his hands, and like two people step out of the shadow behind Lou and immediately have him handcuffed in silver chains.
I was just
we had
about
this
to
prepped.
say,
we had
like,
this prepped.
He seems to have
will
everything
say
prepped, given the
Darkseid,
speed of these responses.
And that's
You're ready
before
for everything, aren't you?
mentioned that
I was just meaning.
Lulu's going to say Darkseid. Like, if you want, I'll willingly go to a cell or somewhere that you think would be safe.
Oh, nonsense. Won't be necessary. Should we see if the giant Valkyrie speaks?
I was just
Nod.
trying to cooperate and prove that this is not me.
Is it dissipated then? Or is it still there?
Has she changed in any way?
She is just kind of glancing around. I assume this was like a quick 6 seconds conversation of panic between you guys. Not enough for her to
If
notice.
nothing happens, just take it back off. Take the.
Didn't work. Okay, nothing happened.
Okay, that- Sorry, we'll discuss that later. Right now,
God's turn.
can you
As
hear
her,
all of that? Or you just speak, Charvina?
I hear the voices of all, the minds and wills that call upon me.
Ah,
I feel your desire, each and every one. Your pain, your longing. I am born from thee, and to thee I will give birth to a new world.
ah.
I can be honest. That sounds bad.
And
You
also,
like the tyrants that dictate your lives. The tyrant,
sorry,
the gods so cruel,
Just
the elders so merciless, the primordials so ravishes.
Ravenous. I'm
That's-
assuming that is supposed to be.
Yeah, ravenous.
Yeah.
let's just say everyone who
Interesting.
says they want to start a new world
Not
always has some sort of caveat.
So I'm assuming you're like the other ones that we've met.
I am one of the new pillars of reality,
Hmm.
the avatar of light.
Of light.
okay.
Of light.
I'm not crazy then.
Yes, you
He
are.
says directly.
Either
in
that
Darkseid.
or the entire Colosseum is having a collective hallucination, which I wouldn't put your party to be able to do. You're very persuasive.
Alvina's delusion is incredibly infectious, it turns out.
Thing is, like,
Ah. So
Blue
if-
has like +9 in persuasion. The point has like +12 in persuasion, I think.
I
So,
have a solid 0.
between the
guys.
two of us.
Only +8 in persuasion.
I have a
Oh.
solid +0, guys. Don't worry, I got
Yeah.
this.
Between the two of us, there's +17.
And how much has Darkseid got in persuasion?
37.
He's
You'll
commanding
never
a,
know.
What I mean
a whole
is, like,
rebellion.
just the two of us is working together is +17, but our whole party working together with persuasion.
I'm gonna be honest with that. If you want to add anything to persuasion, I think one character has anything noteworthy to add on that one, and it's fuck you. I think the rest of us probably add about a total 6.
I mean, persuasion, Fuck Yous is only +7. His deception is +13 though.
Yeah, well, it's like we said. It's like you've
Oh,
got
that's
got a
even
note.
worse.
You've got a noteworthy ad. I've got a
Plus
plus
two.
0. Gwent's got like a +1 or 2.
I got
Yeah.
+2.
Yep,
Plus
and
one.
Phil has a plus.
Lose deception is +9.
Destiny's eyes seem to sweep her across
That's
the
mainly because he's
arena
a charlatan, but you know,
until they land on the
he's
point.
working on himself.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Hi.
You doubt in your heart. What would you have of the light to bring about this new world? What would ease your conscience? What is it you fear from the dark?
I fear what everyone fears, that it's just going to be the same with new leadership.
What everyone fears. Alvina doesn't.
You fear concentration of the light. Power held by few is power abused. Is that your fear?
Yes.
And what is the best way to alleviate that fear?
Are you going along the same lines as the Arcanite? Freedom for everything?
I was born of Noid desire, and unlike my siblings, I care not for my own domain, for my domain is you.
Oh.
For my will,
Different
thus
noids have
shall
different
be you.
desires. Can
And all Noids desire the same thing at their heart.
Come on.
which
They don't.
is
They really don't.
Freedom.
Power to enact their will upon the world.
Mm.
That is true.
Yeah, okay,
She's
that one
right.
might be a
She's right.
majority, yeah.
Then that is how I will give birth to this new world, if that is what will persuade your fears. Power not to one or few, power to all.
That seems to
I'm interested to see it at least.
Mm,
be. I need
Let
to know if this
the
is
new age be dawned, for light has returned and light shall be heralded. Let those who hide in darkness fear the wrath and onslaught of my new warriors, for destiny has called and destiny has answered. Be born anew, my chosen all.
oh.
Well, you just
do
caused something
realize
horrible,
that
possibly
Yeah.
there, Point.
here
I think that if we
noids are
just
in
given
short
Alvina the
supply.
power, it wouldn't have
I-
been as bad.
No,
I think
Alvina the
you-
Soul Eater, no.
I'm not got that title on the list yet. Give me time.
I don't want to be another God's
Yes.
chosen one. I've got enough trouble.
I think they're not meaning just us. I'm thinking
As
they're
she
meaning the
raises
whole
her
Noid
hand out
race.
wide, letting her wings expand to their full extent, you see the light begin to explode from her. A wave of particles that wash throughout the arena as her form begins to shrink. As the light continues through, you see it washing over everyone, pushing further back. Some of the light going into a few people, but more of it washing through the walls and vanishing from sight until her form reduces to a small white orb that floats down to Alvina's palm. The size of a almost marble ball. As it begins to go innate, just a solid, non-glowing marble object. You watch from around the arena as people begin to light up.
Why?
People
So-
begin to light up.
Oh.
Alvina, the Soul Stealer.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
the light
Dark side, good luck.
flows
think-
towards each of you,
I think everyone's just got powered up.
I'm fine to see what
Mhm.
flows towards each of us. Okay.
the light pushes its way into you, filling you with energy. as technically this is a optional boon.
Cool.
You don't need to select if you don't want to. Personally, I say just go for it because it'll be more fun.
Alvina's 100%
Okay.
going for it. I don't even need to know what the boon is. I was going to accept it either way.
That's the DM
I don't-
speaking.
I don't need to know what the
Yeah,
boon
this
is.
is-
I will take it.
So, in the point's opinion, everyone getting this is bad.
Yeah, and you're the one that convinced her to.
Yeah.
Yep. You could have just given
Yep.
it to us, Point.
Yep, you said power for a few would result in corruption, so let's give power to all. I'm
Just
sure
because you
chaos
did-
won't reign from this.
Just because you didn't want Alvina to become a god.
I just misunderstood. I was fine with that.
No, I literally went,
Yeah,
oh no,
gonna
I know
accept
what you
the boon.
did.
I'm gonna accept
Lou
the
just stares
point.
at Zormir
What?
with squinted eyes,
Why?
with the look of, like, you say this is my fault?
I didn't say this is your fault.
No.
I was saying it could have been an action.
Finish. Look, it's a look of Lou saying, like, you say all these things are my fault. This was not on me. This is the point. He
No.
did this.
I'm not saying that.
I'll take that. This one was me.
Yeah, this one was on you. I was
We were saying-
This was not me.
I'll say
this was-
100%
This is
point.
on the point.
It's the point.
That's
Well,
what-
I'll call it. This is a collaborative effort between the two of us.
Mm.
You
We
cool
were
with that?
saying it.
Yep.
We were saying that
I'm not taking responsibility from this.
the implication was that the pillars weren't something that actually existed and merely hallucination forced on us by President Control. I'm not saying that this specific thing here was your fault. Because, case in point, it
You
couldn't have been
usually
your fault.
imply these
because
things.
The chains were on you, which were protecting you from psionic controls, therefore not your fault. Why do you think I'm blaming you right now?
Because you usually blame me for these things.
No, he doesn't actually. He usually blames me for this kind of thing.
I usually blame that one up there for causing trouble.
Yeah,
I
you know
blame
the
you
one
for.
You
I'm-
usually blame me for everything that goes bad.
No.
Especially in these kind of circumstances.
I blame you for anything
When
that
something
is
gets summoned
cult
that
related.
shouldn't be summoned.
Yeah, no, that's usually Alvina as well, actually. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you gets blamed for a lot of things that get summoned.
This could be considered cultish.
It's a god.
It was a god that gave everyone a boon because the point convinced them that everyone deserves a boon rather than just us or Alvina for victory.
Okay, question, by the way. Are you guys accepting the boons? 'Cause no point is.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Alvina obviously is. Who else is?
Hypocritically, yes.
You are.
Dormir's already accepted the boon.
What about you, Gwen? I'm curious what your answer's gonna be, actually.
Lawful
Bruno, would
good.
you like to hear what the boon? It's not like an open selection. There's a very specific criteria to this.
Mm.
I would
well,
like to hear
there's-
what the boon is, because
Yeah, this is a meta decision. I'm gonna leave up to
Lead
the
us
player,
not into temptation, Gwen.
because this is a mechanical decision as well.
You should know that.
Okay, so I have a couple selection options. You can have a look over at your own time. I'm not going to be particularly strict about them, and I'll get to what I mean by that in a second. If you can convince me one of the other options makes sense, but the option is effectively you gain one of the channel divinities of the light-based paladins.
So the benevolence. Oh, for the benevolence, is that it, or light?
So either conquest, crown, devotion, glory. Or I could potentially see an argument for maybe redemption or something, depending on it. But I'm gonna mostly like those four are given. So basically, it has to be something kind of light or war glory based.
Mm.
So
the glory as well is also probably one that should be.
oh yeah, that's what I said: conquest, crown, devotion, and glory.
Yeah.
Those are given. You can just pick any one of those. But you get to pick one of their channel divinity options at level 3.
Yeah.
And
And
you
we-
can just you gain that feature of channel divinity for one of those options.
I'm not.
Um,
I'm
so
assuming
for-
it counts as a channel divinity, so it's like we have a channel divinity to use on this once, right?
Yeah, so you'll get that every short rest.
Cool.
But you basically get a channel divinity feature from the light aligned paladin. So for example, inspiring smite. Immediately after you deal damage to a creature, if you divine smite feature, you can use your channel divinity as a bonus action to distribute temporary hit points to creatures of your choice within 30 feet. Blah blah blah.
I'm not
Or-
gonna lie, guiding strike is probably the one I'm taking. I'm looking at the others, but that one's
Yep,
real good.
Is
Conquest.
that the one where
you
you
use-
add +10?
Yes, that's a +10 to an attack roll.
Yeah.
So you get one of these. You just have this feature. Your channel divinity will renew on a short rest, but basically once per short rest, you can do your chosen channel divinity. So pick something that you think would be flavorful to your character. Like I said, if you have a really good reason, and I want it to align light-based, not character-based, so it has to make sense for the avatar of light/destiny to impart it.
Yeah.
What's
so,
this
like-
one about redemption?
Yeah,
Redemption's like the defensive, peacefully paladin. It's kind of light-based, but it's a bit iffier.
So yeah, but you've also like that's kind of why I was getting
Yeah.
what her vibe was, because this is the avatar that's effectively based on Noid Desire.
Yeah. What's
Mm.
What's the classic holy paladin? The one in the PHP name?
Ancients?
No, Ancients is the Fey one. Ancients is the Fey one.
Be devotion,
Is it-
maybe?
Is it Devotion?
Something like that, I think.
No. I've got the
It's
rules,
Ancient,
but,
Devotion, and Vengeance are from the player's handbook.
Yeah, it's Devotion. I'm just wanting to see what its ones are.
Because yeah, Redemption has Emissary of Peace and Rebuke the Violence, which since a lot of you thought of her as like a peaceful field, I can see Redemption being in there.
Yeah,
Because Lou would go for redemption because that's what he's working towards.
Yeah, and that does fit in really really nice.
So I was just, as a player, I was just wanting to know which one that would be to select it.
They'll say, "Fuck you." Sacred Weapon would be hilarious for you
Yeah.
from Oath of Devotion. Add your charisma to attack rolls
Oh shit, yeah.
for like and a glowing weapon.
You got good charisma.
That's like that seems good, and it makes your weapon magical. If it wasn't already, it's good.
I mean, I've got my +1 rapier, and like I've got the Sword of Giant Slain as well. So
it make it a +6 rapier for
Yeah.
attack. For just attacks for a minute. For a minute, but it's kind of nuts.
Yeah,
I
but
think-
+6 for a
think-
minute. You know, that's 10 rounds.
Yeah, I think for Alvina, because she also particularly thought of a more champion-y kind of one,
For you, Lou.
that it would probably be Guided Strike for her.
What was that?
I'll go Redemption. I think Redemption is fine because they all fit the peace vibe that you wanted for her.
Yeah, it's like peace and Rebuke the
So yeah, there's Emissary of Peace, Rebuke the Violence. For Glory, there's Peerless Athlete and Inspiring Smite, which I think both fit.
Both are good.
For Conquest, there's obviously
Really
Conquering
probably
Presence
go
and
for-
Guided Strike.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Peace, if
Giving
that's
Alvina
redemption.
essentially, giving Alvina essentially fearsome aspect would be pretty theme.
Oh, that was the other thing. Also, Oath of the Crown also fit theme-wise.
Oh yeah, I forgot what Oath of the Crown does.
So Oath of the Crown has.
Oath of the Crown 5e.
It's champion challenge, so issue a challenge that commands another creature to battle with you, or turn the tide. As a bonus action, you can bolster injured creatures, and give them basically regain hit points equal to D6 plus your charisma modifier.
Champion's Challenge gives you, what's it called? The standard, like, challenge level 1 paladin spell. It just gives you that as a channel divinity, basically. Because he can't move away from you and things like that.
Which also all fit kind of Destiny's vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
But yes, that is the boon. You basically get a paladin divinity. At least if you have levels already, you get a just paladin option. For everyone who's an NPC peasant, they're suddenly getting some hit points and a couple levels.
They're getting
Nice.
basically like level
Yeah,
2
that's what I'm saying,
paladins.
As you've just turned every Noid in the immediate vicinity into an active combatant.
Every single one is now a level 3 Oath of Glory paladin.
Let's. Anyone want to start an adventurous guild?
On
And
the
what's
plus
my
side,
short
made it a lot more protected now.
I'm gonna
What's
take
the-
champion.
But with that, we are effectively at the end of the
Yeah.
session. You have completed the Gauntlet's Rise, activated another of the avatars in quite a spectacular way,
Yeah.
Oops.
Hell
and
yeah.
seem to have given all Noids in the immediate vicinity a massive power-up, and you have no idea yet how far this effect reaches.
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh,
Boon of
Yeah.
Destiny, one special rest.
Let's just say there's no turning back now.
yep.
Point. This is your fault.
Oops. Yep, which is why I'm gonna have to try and, before people run away, convince them to join my adventurers guild, I guess.
I'm taking champion to challenge as my boon.
You need some oversight, else this is gonna go bad quickly.
Yeah, I think for Alvina's is like, well, she's not got great saving throws. She can't force people to make good saves, so yeah, I hit better.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, a barbarian with a once per short rest plus 10 to an attack roll is kind of nuts.
yeah. And fuck you, taking whichever one was the sacred blade one.
Sacred weapon from Oath of Devotion.
Oath of Devotion. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first one of the Oath of Devotion ones.
But as you're all thinking that, Darkseid is going to glance over at the party members present in the box with him, and just with a deadpan face look at all of you and go, well, I wasn't expecting that. How about we have a quick council's meeting back at headquarters?
Yes, let's. Bloody hell.
With all due respect, I
It's
agree.
non-optional, just in case anyone was thinking of
Yes,
saying
can
no.
Can I make one point? I feel
Oh,
like it's
go for it.
I feel like it's going to be better to speak to these people while they're all in one place before they disperse.
Oh, I don't think we're letting them disperse.
Cool.
I don't think you're going to have much of a choice.
Well, what you could do is
If 10,000 level 3 paladins want to go somewhere,
Yeah.
they probably will go. But
when you
We'll
do
find
the
Oh.
music challenge,
I think you're going to have more recruits.
Yeah,
do
well,
the speech at the start.
This.
yeah, Alvina's gonna put the marble, by the way, in her bag. So it's Destiny.
It's more like a melon size, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
I was thinking a
should fit
marble.
in your
It's-
bag.
It's like in the palm of her hand, like about the size of a marble. It's now a melon. Okay, Destiny melon.
It's a
Destiny
big
Melon.
marble.
You know, it's got to be big enough that you can clobber someone in the head with it.
Yes.
Need to attach it to a stick.
Uh-huh.
Destiny, form of a melon. I've called it in my.
Destiny, form of melon.
Yep, that's the true. I've named it.
yeah,
But yes, with that, we're going to call that an end of the session. You have a week to all decide upon your boons.
I
As
think
we come to an end of One for All.
Whee!
That was awesome.
It's only taken 5 weeks to go up like 6
Oh,
levels.
also, as last thing, because that happened, Alvina is like, oh, that was awesome. That was a great one for the ending of the thing. This is a really cool reward. She's gonna raise her sword and just whoop into the air.
I
Like
think
big
the,
cheer.
was it the Golden Alliance or the ones who are the battle-tested
The
people are
Golden
going to get a
Hearts.
lot. The Golden Hearts are going to get a few.
Yeah, we're gonna get a
recruits.
lot. Suddenly, the Golden Heart's got a lot.
Oh, yeah, Chris, you know how you were saying all the NPCs were getting a couple of levels?
Yes.
Does that include the Brothers Grimm?
Oh no,
knows?
the Paladin
Maybe.
Warlocks. That's literally meta.
Paladin
Well,
Warlocks.
it's fine if it doesn't, but I was just wondering.
Thanks for
Oh,
not
no, they can. They're in the city.
Yeah. Thankfully, they're not hex blades. Is all I can say.
Well,
I've allowed
they're only level.
cantrip, like,
Yeah,
everyone.
they're only
Because
one
they
level.
were only
ahead.
level 1, but
I know,
that'll
that's
take them
all
level
you'd
3.
need of Hexblade, isn't it? Because level 1 Hexblade is where you get your charisma as your attack. That's all they need. Thankfully, they're not Hexblades. They're Oath
Hey,
of Grim.
I didn't make them anything other than users with Eldritch Blast.
They didn't need anything else. They're Oath of Grim.
Your point?
No, I'm point.
Yeah, he's point.
No, you're the point, not your
Yes,
point.
thank you for watching. Thank you all for playing. Tune in next week for the chaos of the
Yeah.
council meeting.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Cancel meeting.
Cancel.
We know what happens at secret council meetings.
Do we?
This ain't.
Yeah.
This probably ain't
You
gonna
ever
be so
watched Lord of the
secret.
Rings?
Exactly what I was trying to stop when trying to.
The
keep
party
it
gets
decent.
crashed by short people?
Yes.
I mean,
Oh,
fuck, he's
shit.
gonna be there, so yeah.
Yeah, but you're invited. You're invited, though.
Oh shit, we've emboldened his kid even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, point, you just made our mission even
Oh.
harder.
And
I'm not
you
convincing
really
one
got
guy,
some,
which
you
convincing
really
one guy
got to do
stab us.
something to that egg of yours, point.
If
But yeah,
anything, we made it easier, so now you can punch them without killing them.
We're still not allowed to harm a hair in the head. Now they can smite us.
It depends on if it only goes through to Noids rather than like other shit as well.
I still think it's annoying.
Let's finish and discuss all this after.
Yeah, let's wrap.
We've tried to wrap up twice now.
Yep.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
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 Good night.
Bye.